Yo, chief for positive Africa, and then the topic, I know they lost talent, studying abroad, um, escape or investment, and then able discuss it. Senior in any obeying Dakon and obeying Hojuma. Me offer can come so start with on my history, say the DBA, your Monday program, no, and Sana, the so. Sequence, start my.
All right, for Alphabet, yeah, medase ne akwanya no. Yɛhyɛ atiefo nyinaa ne baabi bi obi ahwɛ yɛ firi biara. Ne history no, yɛde bɛfa math kakra. Ɛyɛ math ɛfa Africans for a yɛn na yɛde baeɛ, how Africans heavily influenced mathematics. Menya anka mɛka ne nyinaa wɔ twi, but mede borɔfo ne twi bɛfra. Because math expressions bi wɔ ha bi a mentumi nka no twi. In the ancient Africa, and I say ancient Egypt.
Mefa to home one.
Mebaso, enche, mebaso. Yeah, in the ancient Africa, and I say specifically Kemet, which is present day Egypt. We know that they were able to build the pyramids. Ibukraze aliens they see here, which is not true. We have the obelisk, Oko DC, Oko Roma, all these major European cultures, no more monuments, ACO. They all learn these things from Kemet, which is present day Egypt. Your file be or almost friend papyrus. Papyrus near more of like I said test be a yatro near me where I said those titi scroll nibino. Yeah. So we have one which is called the Rind Mathematical Papyrus. Let me say maybe could be far near Imhotep a year. This one is specifically for nipa bi a ɔno nso tena ase a ɔde mathematical functions bi egu. We have about 84 of these mathematical functions or mathematical problems. But yeah, Africa for yeah transcribe yeah no scribe no yeah near friend Ames. He did this in the time of the rulership of one of the Egyptian pharaohs. And near friend Nidin, maybe I might not pronounce it well, by a friend Amen. Amen. Amen name hat. Yeah, I may be pronouncing it wrong, but in the year around 1860 BC, before Common Era, years there, then that influenced the construction of Pyramid of Giza. So fast forward, there was a Scottish guy be or no antiques. So that guy's name was Alexander Henry Rind, Rhind. And Otosa book and later it ended up in the British Museum. But in that book, we have a lot of mathematical functions. What makes it unique is the fact that those days in the 1600s, the Egyptians had a unique way of understanding fractions. Fractions now, you say be an improper fraction, mixed fraction is saying they knew it at that time. What is very peculiar about it, them understanding how to calculate the area of a circle. Until I don't person you share no. Until for but you meet me there to swam and come any budget. Yeah, the area of a circle, no. Yep. So for the area of a circle, no, inim, yeah. Yeah, Yankupon, yeah, admit me course when I say papa name meeting the course kun yinim pi r square, right? Which mathematical and I said theoretical, we can also say that it is pi d square over 4, where the d is the diameter. Now, Egypt for no, through their empirical understanding of structures and through their intellectual ability, they came down, they didn't have a constant 3.14 169, which is 22 over 7 as pi constant by Archimedes. And then they sat down and thought, say, okay, anytime that we take a circular object, whether it is any object be a circular base piano, let's take 8 over 9 of the diameter and then let's square the results. It will give us the area of the circular base or the area of the circle itself. And it will share matrix area is equal to 8 over 9 times d squared. Into no, you are squaring the result. So you get 64, which is a square, and then 9 by 9, which is 9 square, near 81. And of course, we are representing the diameter by d. Then normal, then d square. Now, present day, send them d can in so calculate area of a circle, pi r square, which mathematically, so pi d square over 4. Pi times the diameter to the power 2 divided by 4. It will be equivalent to pi r square. Now, we want to determine the constant pi, the value of the constant pi in about maybe 4 decimal places. Until Oshe Egypt 4 deɛ no a yɛn nyinaa bɛhu sɛ ɛba bɛyɛ 64 over 81 times d square. We can equate it to modern day formula, no? And as a modern day understanding, which is pi d square over 4. Yɛn nyinaa know how to work out this because we are trying to make pi the constant. So therefore, we will multiply both sides by 4. To multiply both sides by 4, about 256 d square divided by 81. Now 4 now what pi nas in India, I cancel out no in your pi d square. So again, we are trying to make pi the subject. A person non quite 10 home. And you say we will get 256 d square over 81 divided by d square because a person pi no 1. It means we need to divide both sides by the d square. Mathematically, if you are dividing this way, you have to reciprocate the divisor, which is d square. No, to reciprocating over 1 over d square, and it will show about say d square will cancel out d square. Near about 256 over 81, and therefore pi will give us 3.1605, which is the Egyptian pi assumption. Or moment kase pi 3.1605, but from that range mathematical papyrus no it contains so many mathematical functions, geometry room, algebra room, a whole lot of things that were inside. Ubabinya this constant of 3.1605. So I call it the Egyptian pi assumption. Current day ni akimi this year no so my range, but yen tell you so 3.1416 or 3.142. Into share difference now, the difference is just about 0.6% error. Which means it was precise. It was very, very precise, and they were able to use it to do a whole lot of engineering constructions. Satan calculator be anyhow. Satan you need complex math book textbook be out, but from their intuition, they were able to come out with this, and they were able to use it to produce a lot of architectural designs and a lot of complex engineering structures. Nipa be because some person do to form no catch and say aliens nebe, but these were not made by aliens. These were made by Egyptians who were very, very, very technical, who were very, very mathematically inclined. So to cut it short, what Archimedes even brought and what the Greeks know, what we even know as the Western modern mathematics, it was highly influenced by these concepts. Ubia onyasa papyrus ni bi enkan biano. It is free. There is a PDF version of it. It will walk you through the 84 problems now. Egypt for no mutimi gather together. And then it taught them math. They didn't have to use any calculator. They didn't have to use any textbook, but through their empirical methods and then how they able to understand the world. No, I know mutimi yes last week we talked about the people in Yoruba dealing in base 20, which is the Vegisma. The normal numeration system a base 10, and until now 1 plus 1 a 2 no. But in base 20, 1 plus 1 will not be 2. But the Yoruba people, West African people, they were dealing in base 20. Obian for man but they had that understanding. They understood logarithms and all those things. They may not have textbooks at that time because our culture is very oral, not literal. And until me say nasa ma oba enso enka okrum kasa nyansa ni mindie bebre ewu mu a wanhwe a oba no be de ebehwe, so they can become a professor, an engineer or whatever, but because they lack the foundational identity, which is their language, they will not really make any impact in the world. So we African here, be proud and understand that your ancestors did a whole lot of things and they influence modern day understanding of mathematics and modern day of even science and engineering that we are practicing right now?
Wow, because they be out be any math ha. Hey, I go for the Buafasu Bukata. Yamani no na you. Asemu Bukata. Oma tria for much. Anyway, say we share the ever come was the Kwasidima here. They say it's not far from the truth. You know, I Jija near Musano. And that's the kind of topic near the lost talents, studying abroad, escape or investment. Yeah, Sani mo win answer. See, as your mo na ye. Tina, you Janiako. It's all me, chow.
Of Jozo.
Yo. Topic really deep. I'm saying people couldn't wait, say. Bebasuna, I heard ye saying BCI justice to this topic. It's you can say lost talent. Instantly through not send you per se.
Well, was it can come? Yeah, that's it. Where professor knows who's at the way. The group, they say, your professor for much about matters, no man to be a vanco. How did you know? I keep this one on my jai. Pythagoras one on my jai. As if said, out of nowhere, and on that level of intelligence. The work it goes to prove that the Greeks themselves, they acknowledge so we call Africans and the physical monuments they prove the pyramids you could not just do it anyhow. They had to be complex mathematical foundation. So and that was it. That was it. Now sabi what school could do said then bro for no more you know. You bit my bomb so there, but much of it is re-engineering and yet discoveries have. And yet something and you novel. And yeah, there never hold no more people who no more breaking it down or more gigabit. Now the area said because of high level of racism over the last maybe 300 years, very deep. So no we were more before that, no more Africans. You know it. Yeah, balance here no more culture say ya but it's a large part of miseducation. Racism itself is a recent phenomenon. And yet 1,000 years old. And yet, say the economics, empowerment, economic empowerment to be shared or say more pen also we no more catasa no more way in us. Do kind of more history books are there. They acknowledge the intelligence of the Africans. You know, so they all kind of fantastic. And they defeated arrogance, you know. They defeated easily. And we are sure almost everywhere. Who's out of my way. So now I know my can Egyptian. The can Egyptian now I say they are Africans. But the modern Egypt and the African Egypt, they are not. It's just like Ghana. The old Ghana and the present Ghana, of course, in terms of color, they are the same. But in Egypt, in the Arabs have a fact. The can Egypt in Ukraine it's a bit still distant from many of us, but it's the Africans who came up with this. So thank you.
That's it. Because we be a new sign who they be
Wow. That's right.
Because Bukata said inventions be
yeah.
Even African Americans no crown. Those times inventions be those times someone say head of department in Nipa also department no and so now we black people and those inventions no and so the head of department no because of Sani Manemo in and also be super say me or chef for ma bibia we bia no or person chess as and papa bibia me demo e wo kra na ye example and we ye bibia me sana metisi say won ye kra almost saying wo kiki e trade almost started so mu ye bi no almost saying wo is the best almost is the best because anything rap Vince nimtimi enane enane never in there so first don't know bi dey then you we
Yeah. And you can have cocaine from make us say.
Oh yes. Yo, yeah, sure. Because a lost talents. You study abroad. Now escape. Yes, starting free hand. Western education crown. A idea you my Africans.
Hey, over Benfi. Now go for a topic with me. I'm over. But Rebecca, Western education is for the Western part of the world. That's why I'm the Western at the anymore. And into the go for your Domako when you're away. Just when you're the forefront, I said, you can come today. Since they can come today, make a one. The possibility catcher in the is pure Western. Or by won't be Vanya. Say economics, say chemistry, say physics, say biology, sociology, political science, psychology. It's based on the Western culture. And it said the offer no matter it's a bit. Your father man are not about to over him. Sabe, minim no ma and ma do mutimi transum. It's baby and yami bo will be on the culture or the yakima, will be on the philosophy, will be on the history and heritage. And woman Penny Bakoka Assembly or say there is no greater element, if you want, than the people knowing their history and their heritage. I'm from Cicero, Cicero or something like that. He was a philosopher. He's an author. He lived around 100 BC. The PNO chess Adam. It's a Nippon heritage. When you want to can come be okay. So when all university a cow chair what? We are down prohonsa cocorada. And we value the Western education because of the absence of this kind of education. Can come to my and in other because it's 70 years now sending dear education be at the Bamamono. The chat also chakosi and it's a mobile media. Will be or need some more time will be. Just as anti tell the mamma ye. Now your mamma's anti tear way in our way. Now say same economy no crown just IMF in the bed. Hospital or just a more pay grant. Rules are more than cry. This is China and even a dear anymore, and I said Brunei been a dear anymore. Almost every aspect of economy. Naturally, as education, I say a quantitative more the buy. For so many was. You'll see this. And is it relevant? The real results there, and I just also say these questions more deeper than that. You see, when it comes to Africa, because Brunei bit my far, in fact, will be a bit more for Brunei free. Every Australia man better no America no asande nako. Obroni better treating is away the full human being. Of course, why just about the same culture. We bet me free Britain. I bet China, do America. No san come back. They the same culture, full respect. China there no maybe omu bu sneye. China ni bet ma be fa ko kakra, but okwa wo just opita no mani bi ho. Yeah, dear. Nim boni a yedi omo. And almost nim boni omo die. Nti ese bibia na obetimi dia ma obi a wonka ho hwe no. Ye ne ba mu a. Na ese de nani abre kakra. Nti won kan no kre na wo so de ka kire no. On kan nyina nkire na mo se ho na mote munim. Si a omo si ni mote. Trump wa wo ye dede sebe ne maame ya ngo no America. So ono de so we America ni class na omo a na namadi ho be mfia du face ahead e de ntia se Trump ma me yetuntuma nkomo mpere kura ma na ni so to ye bro ni to ba som pepe omo ni trouble kura. And so Western education ayamaya me de minim die minim minti ya no ebi o ma ye ebi I don't know, but I won't appreciate it with some kind of pride. No. Me say nipa no Say me opinion in kind no. She said the most important thing I would date it in Nipan is be home. Na ba kosem. Any baby free. Say no nka ho abibia bia here bi. And mo call broche school. That's the last thing they will tell you. Tinipa dem rano or your physicist, engineer, or your professor, political, whatever. But all the number ha. And normal what the bebe solutions or the bebe because one needs some information when you see that is the most important information. The other baby are no sabe. And then you who baby. You run here, you schools I can say, almost Ghana for more organizations I can say one broche. But what the institution big man or no be done or hard. The same person, and normal what the baby we so no. Who say baby normal solutions not about what you say or many times on TS. Some of our best finance ministers, they school in some of our ministers, no, not even best. The people that we touted that they were very much, erudite, educated, scholarly. Some of the things they implemented will be Uncle School them crying. This is as well that.
When you say current one cry, education minister.
You see
the record. Oh, Sacramento is a good record. And so I don't know the ABA a man who say yeah, dear, but me the who send ya the Siko.
Okay.
Oko can ask him Sacramento say when you good it is one. Right. He was very good.
And even finance minister cried, they said.
Yeah.
And it's also more digitalization. The man can go for the mobile money to it. Yeah, no problem. They then are the support.
Ma'am, maybe some can come soon. Them can come with question. Because we should West no West no. Yeah, the ever fence former. You Ghana need to say formal education by the same thing, right? At the end of my a worky or buy and worky way. And near Mukusian, a dear nema a worky or muho. Now I'm working way the Africa in Yajuma because I mean, single person in Africa. So what could school or Abuchi no back? I would think 10 be around. Am I? Try so much 10 no. Back no try so certain idea almost started so much chilling no. Create you free. Quite far quite be you free. That means the only economics that's almost say Adrian answer. Dear Nema intimi because almost say almost system there, yeah, June. I don't know this side in the bar and yet June.
Most system also the watcher will be it works in a certain domain, it works with a certain structure. What the actual will be Chromopia. So was say the SIRE or supporting infrastructure and internet what they buy here, man. Now, system now more natural. Or they were more so see or more man chichire. So see your the Brunei war. And there was what they good bookum. Now there Yanison was I catch or say a research in why. It was not research on the chrome into also be a visual we are saying. Nan Crawford tete o mo so asom saa say ampa kwasi bro ni na ye wo doubt abra woni say say nipa no so mo se wo mo nipa so mo so ba kwa wo ye so si wo sa processes no and wo no dey agubuku mo and attempt dey odi bibi kakra ka home based on changes dey eba ye ya ha oba wo a si ye no anase wo fa furo kura si ye no different anase o pe kura fa si no aduan si akwasi bro ni si no na aduane e dey si na aduane so mo akwasi bro ni better culture say these are the protocols so o person no dey na so ye dey o follow na o wia wa culture say o say wia say nipa nyina na ye dey e yusuo wa anya ni sa wati no culture no o say no because something cultural hegemony what they are for wia say nyina enti wo ko ho a easy say obetima yusuo ho because ne ho no sanyansa na o de chichire wo no ho and wasa de normal be black kan bom a ebetima ama support ama otima ye ne yie yeah how what turn the chrome no design you and what it say wo ba wo so be the same thing go chrome ni we fi said there or se be ye no ha no culture no any the same. System now says it to a normal any the same. Into bar, it's not just what you know. It's not just what you know. As a matter of fact, every change that you see, there's a knowledge base, there is a character base, and there's an environmental base. They come to play. The three must work in symphony if you want. And just I know. Now the greatest among them is the system. And Sakura Naba individual choices. It will be the best in that environment. But this environment is different. In this environment in our culture, what you say. The normal was a shisha crown man and boa into bar. You just have about 10% probability that you succeed. And 10% means that you have already failed. And so if you put the system and if you put maybe the environment or the system and you put the individuals and what they know and the individual character, how they do things, and you put the base, the knowledge, the know-how that they know, you probably will give the environment or the system about 60% of the resource, what is responsible for the resource. And then the way the people behave and work, just about maybe 30%. And then the know-how is about 10%. And to Uber timid, the old body in Abba, you are just working with just about 10%. That's why you will not win. Because it's a whole different environment. And to say Pompey, I won't say they are the best educated. Best educated in what? In which environment? Into bar. So I'm sure the year you no one to be actually be over OBT. You are bound to fail. It's not a demon or nothing. It's not Ghana. It's a different infrastructure. And that one is difficult for a lot of our people to appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah, legend. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. On some okay, actually, my dreams question be so. On the mostly about finance. Yeah, no. If it is true, Obiaya, ABA the exact same results, but Obiaya different results according to our capacity. Now, say you can say law of gravity, whatever they call it. But back Ghana, the impact might be slightly different from ABA or Biawako space. So can we say that when it comes to education, maybe lost and but can we say that when it comes to education, can we say that the principles could be universal, but then application would differ by geographical location? And if that is the case, then I overcome boundary because Kwame Nkrumah I think that na Kwame Nkrumah was an exception because Okusunya there were brochire there, but Onono Baye I believe he knew something that a lot of people who had learned outside no munim. Intina Kwame Nkrumah team succeed here, or team be a president, even in jail or prison, he still came back and became a president. So the application of it
I remember,
is
when you sue sister no you sue when you sue Amodiano.
Yes.
Hey, and then you're on we share big men now try some more Africa be now.
That's right. Oman Yusu. Another I forget the answer. The American education coming to Yusu. Just that he went through that process, but the content he didn't use it.
Right.
When you should because and even the books crowd carry out him and then go for an entertainer. Go and trace our books, So we don't know Kasa Santitiano or General America as the institution I will call I think it's informally before we share more and we'll share sadder. The African kind of education I will be timid and yet could draw a general and yet no being as a demand or school or call a link on wherever.
Yeah, when him right away say it won't work.
Right. Yeah.
When him right away say it won't work.
Yeah. It's so that's right. So education as a principle, yes, but the content in that education, here. Yeah.
Wow. If I wait me up.
Yo, that's the same. No. Send the easy can say the system now you use because to say the can. Another question is say still you na have your kwakusi say ba na eba see eba bi sua de ni akọ because your fan say very good say the can obi or ye bibi akama niama to suma no ne ade obi ono wa ma school ha o nso pese ne baba school ha no we share impact ben enya was because you who say uncle from club bibiri kra mo ba kra na still mo papa mo adwuma ne de o family business kra ne do kra na etimi yi kakra
o mu guru
impact enya we so
I won't say possible no one the team upon say I mean of a big catch was colonization is slavery came out count maybe allowance kakra but say you Africa for no more massa be ye adwuma massa economies no na akonanim Africa na akofom ne de wo is the same principle whether it's human resources or natural resources it's a science it's whichever systems almost set in place or whichever brainwashing process is almost setting in place say you be to say possible en chain and yansa wo me kona yedie wo sa no man de wo nti abrante no wo ho a sebe me ze say grade bebre aja to mo so mo boa mo nuama mo firi ha ko education wa America I mean it's a big thing and o mo kwado mo nyoma dwen so mo sua bibi kra and it's a sad one and o mo kwado to me my examples oh China for nyina say de mo kwa America no mo ko ye no mo ko sua no mo san de aba I don't know but the China for we baby o mo nyina say ya I don't think so mo ko abrochire ko sua percent and amara o mabe o mo ji otum and I say antokoya bay o mo ka say oh China is 5,000 years old America is 300 so we are not in the same class the same history that we are talking about. So even when you educate the Chinese in Yale or Harvard or Banachia, when he said there is a superior knowledge, no na bit mina ninkofo yade akon. Yes, obesi obedie. No but won si obedie fan entu die nyina untu nso nkofa nwura nhye.
Yep.
Yeah, no the way I hu abrofo school no. It almost as if say ye nso no ye ni bi. And I say obi kra enye, ti ye ntu ne nkosi se omo de ne nye den. Enhyem na ne be ye adwuma. Enti won say ye nnuano ma omo ko abrochire school nyina omo ba wo mu mfa nidie bia ma ye nyasa na wo ye de no so what or start say what the nidie bi ma de enimu a na che so so ane fofo me ka say na me ye me thesis me bisa broni ni say na professor we no me de come kroma me de gwa ye bizarro was it well I don't know but why are you talking like you're the president?
So why are you talking like what? You are the president.
Wow.
Because he said the omochire no in here we krum and so they know obi a we genu bi a professor bi o genu so e broni so e bibini when him said the ochire no ye kire say be ya wo de be ye adwuma wo mu krum so for be fi me can asisu say e yo mu krum ho na ye ntete ne de ma mo na mo de ye adwuma that's the intention. Ofa ofri ha wo se obe mount tia obeye adwuma te se de ofa nkoa free o mu free ha wa mfa nkoa no se wo mo kwa san ba wo enti wo free ha na wo kwa se obe san ba de yifrim especially wo yetuntuma yifrim kuma wo betuma ba na se wonya higher form of knowledge at no ma be brave woni so ngasa wonti mimma oh say empanyifo kura bi mbedi empanyifo wa hai oh I was having a very well paying job in America and I sacrificed to come to Ghana. You sacrifice. You sacrifice. And so the training, why is he saying sacrifice? Because the training they gave him was not for Ghana. It's for that country. And over a trickle, a feed, a trickle. And yet, and it's not designed to say back, especially Africa at the end of the day. It's not like that. And anything as any bit my bar will be when you're multinational be when your government position be you say after the same comfort no but no one for Ghana or ba for no ho do they have enough for even the also when you skaka kakra na person be a company bi wa no obana bi bikitu abi ko from twitch map hey ebufuo na obeye ne ensem abeye na hino utim so wa maso obeboa oba so obeye bibi for no ano ho nye man nyina But they loosely will say that, oh, yeah, basi ya beboa. Uba sa beboa dia na sa so die ni da so a ada na bofu ye. Uba sebe so oja na wo sere so a. Obu akwara na.
No.
Was say usudi wo wasudi a wo so ye. Ti obi ade wo ba be pepa ama wo. But wo say wo mfa sa adwe ne mma. Die ntia. Ntia na. Ntia na. Ntia eden. Min nuanum bi. Oh, omba akwara nsem mo ka no. Utim say ya tete differently. Obi na no pedal we aho. Na say meta we break. And be institutions anim. And almost solutions some of the American solutions. English solutions, Australian solutions, Canadian solutions. And they don't even see say the nyansa bi wo haba. Obeti me the tomato nsa. Na wa she the president ma she ibi. But the solution on the Banyina about for you.
Tomadi exactly.
Is that way African?
I say, because you go to TV Toba. To be the Toba.
Hey, yeah, who's your mom? I tell you, Papa. I say, many people control panels. Biso. Him say, I won't tell you. So solutions no more fun. It's almost as if they will still have to channel the resources to feed that system.
Yeah, legend. Yeah, that's it. Say, I think say Nema Yeke in the olden days, no crown or momo who cry fit out for no. They will still train you in such a way, say you look down on yours. What should be say Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla in alternating current or no or more of the direct current aspect. Amanfo bebre taka say Edison other guys no yeah, but if you want Nikola Tesla he was the brain behind a lot of things when it comes to electricity. But no Austrian like or the Austrian Empire at that time, so one way or the other no yet native say they don't really recognize him. But if you must have one or your be bripa and no any the foundational elements it may be a lot of things when it comes to electricity. And again, quick question. You want say you nipa be bria science and math quiz for or movie onye squares Ghanaian science and math quiz a contestant gets admission in ABA Harvard in an Ivy League school. Whole lot of time in a same time cry you could see students EB. It's almost the falsified transcript and a best school where they echo them. And they sound great, Yachini, I send a record. Sinyaku Pon Bemuna say when Yakudra at the papa be a wooden BI then. Because that me who the way I make the stigma that will come say how brilliant I was same way to me no. Sinyamian Bema and now I knew be our best psyching up and untimi anything significant be our nabrabo. And yeah, legend. Nipa for sabibri abaha me amika say meka ho. I look at some of the complex things that I do, complex code that I write. And the funny thing is sometimes they will use these things as data products as a dachi be uni one will be ba. Or befa way I say be on dream embre. A lot of these science and maths guys teaching in big schools. Promotion a year no deserve. They didn't get it because they are people of color. Omanya. Obanechia enye ahano so a ontimi function. I know san okwana say obai. So how can we intentionally meaning say at the kindergarten level Ghana? Because if you are waiting for the government legend, it's most likely that it wouldn't happen. It is say any ETA program be. How will we intentionally, whether we will start our own schools or our own curriculum or homeschool our children, how will we intentionally do this and solve the problem at the grassroots level? Because they're trying to know the 18. Sometimes it's very hard to change their mind. I ban it to say me to Kwana or yeah, then obey to Kwana school. But all the titini friend more frasina, it will be hard for you to convince him or her to travel into how near anything. how do we come together as citizens? I'm not even looking at the government because almost they also have their issues to deal with. It will never happen.
Okay. Me didn't say yeah. Who be before for you didn't say you know. It's a school I know what be. Technology a boy. It's a book I know actually. As a matter of fact, so when your history no cry. Do to na omo nsaka history no. No cry ne say eno na tete nipa no. Eno na man nipa no fa ho die. And they even so kokra no nya history na. I tell you, me ma kukudra me nya history na Mr. Semisua. That was it. And Sakra the finance and business this no man problem. Mr. Semisua, I mean entrepreneurship, business, finance in the third year, from third year. Proud to that, I was reading a lot of Christian books, motivation books, but technical information. Then more doing business on. Mr. Semisua in the third year. But when we were in school, national service in Ghana, was still reading about a lot of these things. So it was the separation. Still, what do you system near Bakope? Now, information I hear what the business or Ghana no, maybe branch trace a bit patch. So, you read the Mekai eat the frog or something. All those books were reading them because you were looking for something. But no crane said, so when your foundation, some information. Ebemo I say worry kokono. Ahodini. Kopem se ubenya foundation afi wo fa branch trace book wa be hu. De hia na say de hia wo ema wo. But when hu no so wani so antete awoboa. And so schools na yanka say beti na history na what dey see no because me na trick me actually. The history, diving into the history. And yes, so because you mal, no problem. But when you say the wusu you know, and one no. Into and yet it doesn't shake you, it doesn't shock you, you are not scared, you don't mind because of self information and because a hunu free him. A hunu free information or the man wanna we you the free.
Right.
And am I able because I just had the assembly so but now can who didn't was and can you Waka just say woman is over here about who crawl here because they do more than so and it's that awareness in our being how you start to accept yourself, identify yourself, become courageous, proud of where you are and where you come from. That is that is the most important thing. And to say so yeah, it is school. How do we get this information to them? Because maybe just say na panel. Ti baby o mama baako or maybe a friend or say nemba or England. That's what the books need big man kind. Omo carry and omo go school. Nkran start so mo bisa penifone questions. Teacher no. O say den na mo tem bia mo yi bibia kire Africa na yepo. Akwa we yongo. And was started so no anka say history ni bebre omo friends YouTube. Unim the teacher ni ka tell na. O ka kire mama say oba na ya be too aggressive. E dey na wo sua. Afi akwa no me ko Ghana. E dey na sesai. Because information e dey man in school no e man bu Ghana animtia. Na obi ase bi obu ba bi ofre animtia no. Obu no ho animtia in the first place. So I think even before we can even stop them from going wherever they are, see a bit many as information way or any form because no power no more design here. We say what share was someone no money nipa. Na se moye bibi kwa na mo ton mo nkrofo. We say yemu bebre ye nyini no. How many of us kwa na dwen se na ye na nam kwa trader? Let alone this complex mathematics. A mudu was in a way. A picture by a trim in I said, Omo Bodanta, and I'm not both from the motor again. And I don't know, would open beside any person. So, you're software, so you're professor, so you're doctor. Beside I say, well, you know, would be bed 5-10 years. Send I know Jane Father and Amon. Bed 200 years ago. Because if only I'm saying, what you say in Indian and then. Whereas all your studies, I can guarantee you that 99% of our people still think like that. And it's no money economy. And that time you can say, which is a shaky before the tree. How many are so for? And I said, what are they for baby? Shall we whatever could you put in class or preaching? It's a bottle, no suit, no cover. Because that is where the enlightenment is. And he said, quite cheap, I would say. Because it will mean the science, and then the mathematics, and then the chemistry, and then the physics. And you want to discover the foundation, and you want the Africans. But a bomb the Katakatami also. The penny for a physics master and as a physics professor. It's European physics that he knows. When it comes to mathematics, it's the same. Sociology is the same. Democracy is the same. Law is European law. And to one no what the best 70 years no go school. Also, I don't know who could see question now by authority. I had a dream say to me a mistake. But really said the addition say any mistake. And for authority you've been taught you have authority in mistake. And your professor for bebre. The mood to say that me could say, yeah, or see be African University. I can come today. I don't know what's it as foundation of mathematics. Because everywhere you go, we meet me the for the account. But their philosophers on country say or a foreigner. But young people are doing philosophy in Legon. They start with the Greeks. And when it comes to the Africans, they say it's folktale. Because we've been a chair professor and a watcher of philosophy in Spain. And Sandy Pano chair and chair and some philosophy in Gramoni bida. Mathematics is more in bida. Chemistry physics is more in bida. And so the end of the day, say now information or go for soon. Or you need excuse to be as a better than some movie. To quack and Casacoshe can come the orchard or here. We shall be. No, moon after we are not channel. That's now you're professor, now you're dean, now you're president, now you're Venice chief justice. After where lawyer for you, yes, it's because the base is not there.
Yeah.
The history is not there, so they can relate. Lawyer Bia was your African history very deeply over the last 5,000, 10,000 years. Only problem class one just had enough. But Sabi, the European DNA now European one child papa, one child to Madia, one child papa, Mahomet, Medini Suda, Bessoneso. And you just say you know about the rule. The H. Unya history now will be when your history be another year different. The Casa is different. So it's who know different. A Cocodray different. The one who you know, Wojina Casa will be who is simple crowd, Wojina Casa will be who is simple. Bit my or hene. I did normal she tia board normal to Casa who's away in history. And now African a wolf and the African. What's that?
Now, yeah, we cry. In Myanmar, said the Okano, or Malkusku, a cranium. We say, I can be Fibia. I say, be Fibia, or that's a control, Sibi or Bokika.
Yeah. Obeka. Oh, Obedi attempts here.
Because he has to be a Bokika or Hodum. It sets up, they can relate to. And but sometimes the other dream will say, it's the opposite now. I say, after all this now, you call yourself so learned, no? It's the Ecoswana. Because they will fight. What you say? Who say, never fight to cry? You know.
Over baby. Say, so when you're fra, over there, who I didn't come was a home. I join a fra, say, make my canisa. I join a woo. Any I get was what I about. But really, a bad one, a woo. Now, I say, will be anti being and can't show no more did I suppose. But a woo. Because your mind, she was uncle for now, Jane Mono Atia. Gashisha. We are counting on expertise. Yentimin you show. I mean, I can't agree. I didn't think I was so good or oil. The one I was here say, oh dear, we are republic. Now, wo gold and unya oil, wo say unya oil, Mohobetom. Now munya oil after 10 or 20 years, still woke up with chef Rubio. What's that? I'm now we'll catch them as well economics, and that's all international finance. Now Obima will loan. Now loan no bear 30% of the Cotolan cruises. We hear no heya oko kolebua. Kwane dafo. Na utimi Jesus can be. A kotokas. Tell ben anymore. Nanko for timi convince when I also jitum say I'm power educated. And you wanna kwane kuni pabe kumase nkrani kumase. You see a year road. Which road is more important than that? Which road? Because road be anywhere I sell life since I road no. Now mutimi di scanner mo ye fly over baby why. Not the major road from here to Boko. More expertise, more education, you know mutimi hui. It is a mounted to papa. The amount won't crawl for a bow crawl for whom by no ube Jim watching ye. And it's not about habit you watching ye. Because one really partner. The hands on done long cruise of no raising. We need it here. Because we are baby a piano or money breno. Number one thing here, the safety of their people. The safety of their people. That is number one. They don't sacrifice it. Now, no car, your car, your confirmed any accident, near better. Yes, I'm packing the Panagum road where any so. Now you see, I got to take free here. No. And distance, you better changing in no time. So long as you're being or many different kind of education, not this one that they are giving to us in Tech or Legon or Harvard or yeah. Because I know my few for. Because one person won't kai or work or kayobi. Wouldn't him. And that is, I'm telling you, the craziest thing Uncle Fona de Ayang. Ayan Titiana or Motiamasa group nominal Lydian. That group now, Omune Lydian. Uncle Fona attitude. That's the most dangerous thing. Because the Obeka beyond Jassia. The Cosibronia Casa, Cosibronin Casa Ghana will more Edoma Kuskuno. They are more British than the British themselves. Telling you, the Bian Wabakadis are possible needed in Sessi, so just a Britain Bronia can say, yeah, son of us. I don't know if you are going to get a new one. But the Americans have said, made for your seniors, or more lawyers, doctors, politicians. So Bronin can say, yeah.
Yep.
And nothing about the business be bad. Oh, near Nimian, me pronogram. But all the copper brony be no new and many papa can you mean yamiasa. Brony be brony small boy be no new and him so fab deal nimra. Catching that so cool school no one no betiano. Wo na wo ye wo nuano afa no be probu. E di entia. Entia ne nye. Enti so mbagya tomo so munyi ntomo. Enti so anso no de da so no. E da ho obi anim. Se masa ba bia mo na mo nye. Na nyamo fort entitia na e de ma mo na waso mu dodo. Enti na obi a wo bo Africa bia no. Kosi bro ni entitia no. Wato atwere. Na obusam mienu. So long as a war dream, young crab brofo, young called by America president, young could be an dream, young called Britain could on your mind. Telling you, because you sound mono, ye pay and pill, or moon your marriage and say, yeah, we be for Ghana and number one, or more target every time. Ghana, it be a more education him. Ye be a brofone trade. Oh, ye trade countries of Africa, or move follow par Ghana. You can't take it out. Because someone himself say, take. Uma can any better. We're making sure they improve on the Ghana depending on how we come out about it. But we professor, we don't know yet the perfect international standard was how we are was our copelum or copy grant. And to name the other cancer, no man, to me, van race can be. This is all cost necessary. In Titiana, a catcher is only a copy grant.
Last time credit material with the about for function any solid idea, but I said in any part is okay. Just over just say a crowd be grass. and grow for no pay rules. It is a musu there. It make a crack over. What they had is a report. I never had is a cool hard report. I
don't pay me money.
I'm disrupt two business. Look at Krasa. I feel that a book, that's a wood yet, dear. You're on the trouble. It's a true dear. That's out of tea.
No, I need to say. So here, who's there? The evidence 57, 1957 to now, almost 70 years. You know, maybe we'll have this and discussing. It just no maybe be or and ye. And the end of year about the normal entity I create. School I didn't go for you, and we are with me the baby. With me, pay man. There be I did what I did in the university for the person to buy. Go on to me, man. So suppose that they can't think for themselves. They just will be management. Yeah, what the old part your advance when you must say invest for a better application. Over the last 4 days, my young group will be, and I'm still processing it. Bra, Miss Obey, my house, me JSS, my uncle be. Yamia Dometimia be a water factory. My farm crowd 20.
Oh.
Bako, Mrs. Me a picture frame. I feel be a meeting the $700,000 containers, Nedeba. Bako also a fertilizer. I'm telling you, these are people who are telling me I didn't go to any school. We must send the videos, any pictures.
With a case study, pa.
To make who I'm say. I don't know correct. The more now we go school and go for you are benefiting. Because invest in it.
Yeah, because Nipa said they invest only the near man coffee. What change?
What's my funny part 20? Me a fertilizer. Me away. I'm telling you, Omuni has so man go school. You invest in any framework. I'm person me call masters.
Yeah, share the last one. Let's say Equi, the Kankamu came, the also came. Let's say go for Mobuya for Supao. Say, your car, no, Kusia, dear, near bar. Yet me find your shade because it means my system improve patcher tearful. Wouldn't Mobia name with the fatu in mind, say with your buying. Ukusia dear buy, what in your change system, or in your changing your mamma, you might improve one name paying fan to near Shadi. And on ye. At the same time, Uncle Fui so let's say escape and I say investment because I remember say school time now my senior be no very very good math. My friend Fusi Jamus. Very good about Columbia University. I'm so buying frustration is na later crying or Sabatech in a demand by himself. A whole lot of things are my figure and never back. You know, they were called tech near Dima finally. This guy was was exceptional in man. Was exceptional. Bia unim bia just in the credit that's what ho. Next uncle phone na lose because of Saha Niama way. Next ye koyana say by because sa they say no must start here nurses name. Sa Crofo and committee and yadi omukwe. Let's say omo betimi aba no kra na omo ba che say enya de beboaye. Omo man so a ye mo nko ba bia.
As a matter of fact, enya omo nko go, omo nko university wa hanyina the same problem. Na the university who got here just ako African University. The content maybe they say almost the standard they are fine. But the approach, the methodology, everything is abroad. Okay, for instance, you have business. Your business now go business schools is your Lego and as a taker. They never which propose and why visibility studies in our copy investor. Minu me notia. Investor free. You mudu do say Bema Ubenya investor free. Ni pass. So even solutions now more day ban. Just 1% or 0.1% of the people can access it. Any education is based on the Nipani face you. People are more interested in what is globally accepted, international. And no panic here. Yeah, no, yeah, institutions in our way, so that a global standard, global. One meaning who? Ninko for no, was my uncle's school and met me water factory. My friend Nipa 20, my cars, me sit down. Back the okay, the car $700,000, was saying a China for become bread containers 15. What can only marry a bush of one and say one quabruch from America. Will be some again. So what me up but modern power prove who say? Now I dream a grand wasn't Kabushana catch a war. Into over. Say Nipa no millionaire or Hakrana. Still, there's a visa no American visa no more powerful than achievement here. Neither grand and
Abrucha, and say, Annie. And
intermediate say the same formula no we should modify if you be free slim find a far for man be to do over 100 million people over 400 years. Just about 30% survive. On the land, half will die. On the sea, the same. As a matter of fact, by 1900, the population of Africa was just around 120 million. China was about 80 something million. 800 and something million. Europe was about 405. Within 100 years, Africa is in a billion.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Because we were under attack, being killed. And can you imagine that African population will be somewhere 5 billion? Intelligence is sustaining, technology and practicing. So the answer is not in moving us, because they have moved enough. We're still struggling. Whether it's in chain or in a visa. It's movement. And it's not the solution.
Now, so ocean numbers here. Ocean numbers crowd more can. Oma force or mobile a buy. See, yeah, force your crowd number no crowd does
you see? From yes to now, 120 years. You hear yes, you are.
Yeah, you're quite like numbers. It's just and as I say, almost had the money say about who? You see, almost say the youngest population. It is say they almost start starting Africa and Africa view.
By 2050, the West population, half of it will be African, at least, based on what they are saying.
Yeah. It is almost a taker. Almost a taker. Ubian for the New Africa.
No, Ukraine say, our population, we just about 50% cry. Now, our population never boy. Because I'm not into a more Trump no my way in I can hold. Because GDP plan is also one a DBS, so because I'm the only answer. As a matter of fact, you say, Yajano, ASI develops. Domotin says, DBS so innovation and development. Imagine entity of the amount, I don't know. And these are things that their politicians, their think tanks, they believe. They believe it. I hope on the way I'm person promote to Indians to head a lot of these institutions.
Yeah.
African Americans say this is our America. How many of them are? And these are corporations.
A lot of them.
And so easily.
Now say cry issue because someone's uncle for us no.
Yeah.
Christmas or Bahwa. No so actually new everywhere. Now say almost start to create a KK owners ni out. On be CEOs and say we I know so come what say. Eti una no be ho an say ya US in chain. We you just own the company, no money running business. They have been forcing people out. As they are Indians, I know to cry issue or mocha.
So, but in Cabone Bay, you're glad no more trache. How more you see a more? I am very intelligent. Look at Nigerians, look at Ghanaians, look at even African Americans, Jamaicans, Kenyans. Top. I don't know. Young promoter to handle some of these institutions. It's clear. And just say, "Kwama or Malcolm, position be a woman. No more Jimmy say, but could be no what they knew. Don't know someone I'm a human and yellow. My dream moon, yes, sir. Can come on, mate, for baby, I know we university or more honor. Don't say they do almost certificate here, you want money. Opa mun kanchire mun ko England so ko we. Over Befi, we na for no go school to draw sign and they do more certificate na year juma over the last 10 years. So we are very happy. Say I'm working with my expertise and my education. How many? And it's not like we go school where we are. There was a unyano. Unyano so much, sir. Let alone quality of life. So it's not like also my calm and not to it, especially almost our core, you know, almost our convince you say yeah. Now no can say not only is it affecting our development, but Yankasa Kurano, Yankasa individually. The life that we are living is not the answer.
Yeah.
It's not the answer. But I'm convinced me by hand my opportunity in my intro. You moved to now what 20 years, 25, 30 now call you. You didn't try much. You didn't try much. And anything, boys, you're more saying, you know, will be our cabiar. Why you want to be 15, 20 years? Look around Kobe, want to mean anything. But what Timmy and Jessica to Alpha and go for Juma. The boy was in the workers in necessity. It's man go school. So it's not like me Trahan come more bright and you know correct. What Trahan away what is a bomb or turn on ya and I said, oh, pie more, oh, drive for because this guy saw say, oh, money any other option than to focus. Of course, I'm in master and a year, you may imagine maybe a media. It was starting out was baby. And also person a water bottle. And so maybe Jane said, sir, idea say if free handed and boy, you know, is because we didn't understand what it would take for us to succeed. And much of it will take a lot of time. 10, 15, 20 years. And focus. In the corner your corner there, it's not an investment. It's just like the other one that they did.
In a diplomatic way.
In a diplomatic way.
Diplomatic way.
In a diplomatic way. You know, we're talking now a Brian Tracy near dinner. Me Emma about the systems, no. You know, you always talk about systems, no. A opposite because I was having the same issue reading about these books, all these, you know.
Yeah.
The same way in a school system, so to say the now can, you know, we be a capital venture, na capital D&D, a capital kikabum near the crum senior the bema. ATM and soon a BT be ready sign a man fee about drug, said you can be to a beer. A dear Bakwe chain, my debut America, a book way, debut America will be Uncle Toby. My favorite African advantage. Sanko free Mr. Baker or Massimi, you know, incompetent, your friends say, yeah, will be so share a sikafua, and almost you skemua. A bimu ya way, a bimu ya way, but I'll share most of the same things. Before Mr. Baker or some more, I can say, Ubuano, Oko shed the skafua more Ghana, the same thing on you.
The same thing away.
The same thing. The same thing and change it. Minya utia na wo sa misi read sa book we say adwuma na da fom da wona no wo twema wo kwa adwuma wo hwehwe adwuma ni na da ho ye de bia misi book we yes oh it change my do so many things because na me one of the people crying aka so ko invest in Ghana na niam bia mahunti ni sida bi ba me niam bibri e wo ayi e ma me ti ase say man try and put because no my dream na say we school send a city bia meant na kru and na e sure banker it you know semenyeska o minyeska o me the policy me take na to say send me free ho sa so na me
yeah
na me say the breed the same situation
and
if you want say ja o mo ho no ma
when they fetch na bukam na wo sun no tiam no di Ghana atem and e bebre
o ba no kra na eniam obi obukum ti be toka to ha e bi kra ya sa de akomo mo no wo he ka so moto ne ade a ye ntimi fa sa cash e wo akra nto sa ne mani bi 81 force I am force say ya adwene say o see free crew na de ya kran so obi okra na ebi ni ho oni bibi e bebo an kra so be free crew no so no onya na adwene so oye we sa no kra onya na adwene so oye tuma apa bibi oh any stand these people are all very very talented just say o dream abi ni sa o mu sa na ma ni nyina na see be try see be free crew be try see be free ho na you crowd say say the next day na me friend can was say was here if e more experience or saying say yes say was here basi ba be pick capital you see your school be na capital yes say was here basi ba be capital
yeah
you know
I was say over view again go by me my example do no answer that you
yeah
I mean you cry example no who na my capital
esu ne namua
yes sir kwabna mo obi na born nyem kwabna mo woni chese boni woni na musa o say we wa dwe say we na meye na the all other options should be shut down why Ghana is that you we wa dwe say we na meye ben mi uncle for best zero be yes all this people say ya meye e be 5 years so because we no angasa we start no connection obi a link you to obi a mode into obi a una musa na we hear a lot of mistakes na we see e be 5 years and pick 10 years and pick 15 was that started pick and into was a sibuntem
yeah how we now 21 22 24 na ka
yeah me castle e to da bia o muntimi nka te se mo amotabo che mu shia sa boys na o muntimi nka no kura ne nkyere mo sika sa akofo no hu no o muntimi mo di nkyere mo boy ba ko wo so kan ni nua no bisa say ni nua ba ko tabro kire bisa say na wa sika na wo body no wote ase no say minti ase say sika me de ma forward no say for invoice into send invoices na de ko China na sana mo die can you imagine that what say sika we na me de ko efa normal was na wo won bi da and so many times sika na sa nkofo no hu no wo muntimi nka kra nkyere obi ya gozo mo ka obi anyini
ye mu omo
Dabi
ye mu omo this a
point ma me ba ko a wono wo ye nku de sisi ne tisuto wono na ye ne nku na we na wo so okwa sesa sika de akwa machine wo China na nipa na wo ko sesa sika ma no ma me ne kai sika de no say na sika da wo ka no tiase so wo sesa $30,000 wo say na wo $30,000 no ma de kro go so budi ze ma me no na ye ne nku no tonton to onim se wo hu sika sa what the conform machine abe set in the factory. This is not somebody a old school biao. We need support to be a one one a question says yes, I'm a man and water and kaka and MP. The formula is different.
You're the same.
Entirely different. And they said the offer will be about now the Google most of the Fifino. It's the same in the Waha. The idea is no plantia.
Yeah.
Itu na boss aboga bi o ha otewa na wira ahoro so won try bi no buy 15 years na why big.
Yeah.
We na hu no be stories be brave. Minimum ba ko England was one day one tra the bush of was abodam. O se me dem ntra. O buy what the boha na say what the boha na say. Ene.
Yeah, yes the same.
Ane almost if got almost to host England was according to say na do ni na ko.
That really a compatible.
Ene o nkra wo no ayo ne factory will produce bread or yet distribution everywhere. In mboga fo bebre a se do mo ba ye so mo na ba ye. Bebre afa. E di entia. Cause onya focus no se meye. And so when it comes to I will not even measure them. Especially Bessica, me measure. So stories no ye di ankofo hu no. And then say be more baby amotene see classify be say oh 50,000 a year and it's not close oh. But they will not be able to tell you. And I catch for us be je chinyama obubu fukura aka enka bi. Because a crash in it is a deal bridge in one. Might be a pet. So, crashing in out Colomiano. One no chance will be at pay, papa. To one your temperature on also capri as a pet. Because blown into here. You know, no man for Cosibron into here. What they all cost swamming? The Cosia boys, you know. Cotechima and the Cosia boys, you know. Come with Budino. Baby sound said, number one of them are more. And it's very common everywhere. You witness them everywhere. And it's because of what Manache.
Right.
Hey, Stephanie was saying, I know my family is going to tell me I'm crazy, but I'm coming down. And that would tell me now situation I dream here where especially what Bruchikana, you know, pay what kind boost near the name Fana Ocean and Fagana, Miss say, and then Pese book we son. Oh, baby, Sabukui. Baby will be Amazon him phone. Mon friend, Mr. Obey. Baby will be who USA offer reta. Because a simple, Monsieur Mamit, near Massima. Just say, name was say, my wasted time making kind so many books. Books we yo. African advantage. African advantage. See, me is a pocket book. I'm so me and a cat to Accra. Because I am very, very simple. When I'm saying honest, a book abeno. Because we don't be at me read. I am very simple. Who read the book in our TSA? What him said, just say, so quite Juma Bana, and that's a Kuskuba, and that's one and a Jumana down, a down pepe by in fact. Book we bet show us some woman. You ever near beer, mamma, for Baba Pisa can come. What the question last one?
Yeah, last one, legend. Kabebri. My last question be is a word that I don't love to use. Lost talents, studying abroad, escape or investment. Has this become the new slavery? And as has this become the new slave trade?
Yes, absolutely. It is. It is. And until I know me, no, yeah, cast a yamra common cophobini yakun. Bankadia nefe, sir. Unia said, Yama is a bay as a matter of will be an obey in Africa. My say, I can say, also will be an obey. Investor money, what money, IMF money, they are not designed to develop us. And the Sebe, say, you drink quite straight, never say that chain, a mammo, it be who Africa for fra. This a year, no, ye be home bar for it.
That's true.
Can you be crying also 3 or 4? So, so here, and more, many problem. But so, 2 BBR, 2 actually say, man, go there, many idea. And the idea was in a status challenge. And to say, a young man, now we invest it. That's a one you have here, and just when you Sebe, pray on Honkeke. We go across the 22, 23. Or say, well, give you up for Ghana. Now 22, 23, they know what try. They know what try. I'll do the Ghana. How many things do I try? So, and but I think we can do something about it. Especially saying United States because they're programming. We respond to the programming that they have set us through. You know, it's the programming that we are all responding to.
Yeah, that is true.
The agency ever challenge the programming now. We will not see it as an advantage, crowd, because I mean, if you extend it, we completed Tech 2001. Those of us who stayed here and were focused, and those who went, I don't think that they so much, and we are somewhere doing nothing. I don't think so. I think it could be the other way around. Well, to say you didn't in your career, we didn't say the part of success is different. It's not that. And let's pay attention. And in our lifetime, and that is we are dealing with the deception, the miseducation, the misinformation. Because Africa, a problem, information you could tell you, said in Yajuma. So I go school, abroad. I wish more information. So now I'm here program bizarre. or much or look or come profit, but there's some organization. Some okay, Rant said a bit my used to be a baby do her. Look at our banks, for instance. They are headed by a lot of these guys who went to every business school in the world. Why are they still giving loans at this high rate? Is that why they taught them there? So
Yes, sir. System said you can make sure someone ye paint, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's not the Sano man. I don't would you want me to read that? Oh, African out Luna. Because would you food here 30%, 40%? Now, it'll be Tian or Nutia 5% or Nutia 1.7%.
And Tibami Mizal, Bank of Ghana, when you know, what was good.
But you're
you're training us.
And just could cry at you. It was quite one of the best Ivy League school.
Yeah, and the other almost say yes, still Yamo Bosia, Abraham Profontimintia.
I said,
I for Bobosia Muntia, I'm saying in some Yamobosia, and you say, and I
that is the thing. Also, legend loan, you know. I took my time to read I think it's my money in their friend Fadel Kaboub or a Tunisian American global south perspective. And I now all make an analogy. We say, oh, hospital now you CEO and I'm a owner no. Now say hospital in team be a man for Baha prescription the moment you man one or more. What do? You most likely fire the CEO. You fire the medical expert or more because someone you may. And why is it that team be a IMF? The problem doesn't get so it means that they are not giving us the right medication. So it is on to us to decide now a brewery and Jimmy and we can look at it from Asian Africa, West Africa, Kemet. These people at that time, countries were rather coming to them to learn from them. A year me can once say me that the Rhine's mathematical papyrus no, they didn't have to travel. Oman took one baby Europe for the Vegismal system, the base 20, you know. They didn't have to travel to know this. They learned and devised a way to do those things, you know, from their own environment. Into baby ya bow out, you know. Your greatness is tied to that place. Brainwashing now it's hard for us to understand. There are a lot of brains over here. Your big guy back me busy me one day. He was in MIT, but is it were free because MIT no one there was a lot of sabotage. Then but okay, why frustrated? Why frustrated? So he had to change the school because the guy is super intelligent, like super intelligent. That is according to research a you professor engineer. So because of that, they will suppress you when you go to class, lab session. They will frustrate you. They will make you feel like you are very stupid.
Yeah.
And in way, you know, they will not be able to function. This jurisdiction, they can never function because the knowledge they might use it. Papaya or boy with fiber optics, about fiber optics or work up. Fiber optics and boy magani and make it any economic gain beer from. Nyansan or their boy our hand say. So it's more of an escape and it has never been an investment for steady bro.
That's right.
Yeah, Fusi now make understand the same thing. My understanding was the same thing. No more undermining. Yes.
I guess I'll frustrate you.
Yes. I'm teasing no more. Yes, so try as some way. I don't know. Also, so one sign you're lucky. Tim say true and no I frustrated and them say you lose some copy bear or they call ye sign your money. It's nice.
Mama Lenk, you know.
Okay. Yeah. When you ask, yeah, chama man for a Bermunia, then. My kakra, dear, you betting your boy 1 or 2 years, betting your boy, I might see a swam on kakra. I'm a 40. But please, what any books? What was our book?
And as a guy,
I'm sending my question link no share.
Ehun bi say the organ na wo Togo. So saa adwene ba yitiri ma beboa. My raising too much because they are okay. Very intelligent young men. Wabeng oko school no kra school na that sunda year or person no kra na intelligence no. I'm not sure so organ no or doing say possible ni could be kra ebe oppose ni so wabeng. Or doing say ya catcher is all quite a chain no adon. It was the reality is that any one person, you two. I actually know one OAS boy. Honestly, not very intelligent. The same. So, enya na sisemo. Reality. Bruni kwa no kosura. Also equipped. Even so person time kromo krana. Enti me there me can say a blessing is an opportunity, is something that has never happened. Because oh ko baby men discard the NSA. Men can say so special. It's not. Men can say me Ghana no Tiana professor bia mwa obi anya o hwe. Yes, system no. Enye scratch for nsem. Yeah, they fa ho yi fa ho kono. Enye scratch for nsem. And it's not even in the so-called formal setup. I'm telling you, the people who are doing so well, they are not part of that structure. That's why they are doing well. Because that really is the system that we can work with. They are here because they say they are no. And it's not no pepe. And it's like I was that director one will come. One person will be shining. The same entity I don't know. And and so our systems name. Me who say bibi a person we come here bia no beje mre kakra. I wadwen say wo sua de ye adwuma wa ha. That bia no oni beje. Na mense sa wo man wo abusuafo no bibia en kase bebi na be mo ma ye studies nature center sa because seriously yedie is mainly ownership. It's mainly ownership. What are we owning? What do we own? And I say what said why investment bay, companies bay, businesses bay. It's not just working in that which somebody has started. It's just for the beginning. It can be the end. But surprisingly, they have convinced all of us that it can be the end.
I'm a government come for scholarship at the back. As you whom be at me a crowd.
They say miseducation from top, you know, because you can't send your best somewhere. Knowing so be brain to me ma. They brain to me ma yan kind of correct. Uko ya. There ya cry say what the 18. My fanfare wa one here when you be. Uko ho was a very alcohol baby for. No, I don't know. Won't me ma be okay. And no no Mumuka Krabi can come on Musa. Muka Utina yes or don't Sakavia Sarako. So
You got the apple case, so say, what do you talk about now? Last time you could just
Mark Element.
Is that there? Sam, maybe I'll do T5. Who tell you?
Mark Element.
Oh my goodness. Yo.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe in about a minute for the sake of a moment joining later. No, so Kwenya wa me person come de we the best firm. Sure. Yeah, and proud to say I started with union moment me and join here near Kasafa math ho kakra. Say nipa ebri nim say math enimi is the western math na in broni na here then they buy but yeah per se my nyina gitum say it is not true. The math that the foundations of it, started from Africa, specifically Egypt. And Egypt, we use them as a reference point. But about Western Africa, even the Yoruba people, they also had their own complex math system. I know your Ibu or homo friend papyrus. It's more of like titi scroll, no? And then they've named it in a different way because Omotoma will be. So the current name is the Rhine's mathematical papyrus. Now I'll talk about just one aspect of it. In it, there were 84 problems. So 84 problems near maybe Egypt for this is part of us. So when it comes to measuring, when it comes to taking volume, when it comes to building, that papyrus they contain all these formulas. So when somebody tells you that the pyramids the spins, the obelisks, all these structures, no, they were aliens who built that. It is not real. Nipa na ye. And the one aspect of it, this is problem 50. Problem 50 of above share in the screen. Problem 50 no, talks about how to calculate the area of a circle. And this is from the Egyptian circle area formula. Omomo de no motenase. Once currently when we talk about finding the area of a circle, you say pi r square. Pi r square now, the foundation of it started from Kemet. Now, they sat down and from their empirical methods and then geometry intuition, because they use things in their environment to make this assumption. Almost person finding the area of any circular object, Biana, in this case, maybe a circle, 8/9 by the diameter of that object, and then you will square the results. So mathematically, we read this statement. Now you can interpret it as area according to the Egyptians. Now is 8/9 times d square, where d is the diameter. And to square, when you square the results, you get 64, which is 8/8, and then 9, which is 9/9, 81. And a d, which is the constant, above it, and d square. So this is the Egyptian for there. Now we want to break it down and then deduce what their pi value will be. We know that the current pi value is 3.1416. You can approximate it to 3.142, which is equivalent to 22/7. Now, Osha modern formula na pi r square mathematically is also equivalent or equal to pi times d square over 4. We breaking it down by pi r square. Enti ye pese ma pi no nko e de ejina ye nyina ye go school no go school account change of subject. Now you want pi to stand alone, so you equate both the Egyptian concept of finding the area of a circle and the modern Archimedes way of finding the area of a circle, and that's the Greek way. Now remember, this had existed so many years as an Greek for because some there were Africa, Kemet to be precise. The 64 d square, blah blah blah, equal to pi d square over 4. We want pi to stand alone. You go on, you do multiply both sides by 4. Let's come to the right side. Pi and ejina. So therefore, what we do is that we will divide both sides by d square. Now, mathematically, if you are dividing both sides by d square, you take the reciprocal of the divisor. So you get 25 d square divided by 8/1 times 1/d square. Like components will cancel each other out. So the d square will cancel the d square out. Then you get pi equal to 256/81, which is equal to 3.1605 into 4 decimal places. And on the Egypt for pi assumption, the current pi that we are using, is 3.1416 in 4 decimal places. Over error margin is just 0.6%, right? It's just 0.6%, which is a precise value. Or the compare current pi and use now a 0.6% difference. Sa 3.1605, which is their pi, and so many complex architectural designs. Almost so many complex architectural engineering concept. see pyramids, see obelix. You have a monument in DC. It's a prototype of the obelix. Oko Roma, say in or major European civilization. They learn it from here. So the foundation of Western mathematics actually is being attributed or has a linkage to the Egyptian, what they call it, the Rhine's mathematical papyrus. Been a kotoye and a free Egypt. Now you see they keep it in British Museum. But the genesis of mathematics from the Western concept, whether trigonometry, the cosine, the sine theta, the cos theta, all those theta, the genesis of it, now was our document now making. You will find 84 problems. It talks about so many different mathematical knowledge, naming fractions, all those things, improper fractions. They existed in the 1600s. And Greeks for an ever seen. So if you're an African over here, be proud of who you are. Let your children understand and speak their language, because all these things they had transcribed it from the Hieratic language, which was the language that they were speaking at that time in Kemet. Into Wakasana Kanusunya Sabu Mawama Krananshia Obeira, and let them be proud. Teach them this history. It will boost their confidence so that when they talk to others, they will speak eloquently in their language and then also confidently.
That's it. Wow. Hey, Grofone Abuya Faso. And I may come say Bukata. Almost on the ABBO. Or Abuya Faso. Mammy, M say, who Bemwa, ma, your friend say, go back. Now, Babaka, ma volume no enwo. And Tiamami to me, pass you through. Anyway, yen start to say, in your Ofusu up here. If you
Of our
if you
best.
yes, ma'am. Kasa.
Yo, me chamu nyina mpeni for Mr. Ben can come obia or habia me chobia mamu good evening.
Good evening.
Me
Yes, sir.
pese me throw light kakra wo de ne mu church ye so. The na me akasa me experience. Adisua na esua baby a me wa hai, me wa Canada. No kra say omo church ade ne de ba sa o de compare baby ye fi ba ya difference wom. The entire make us a difference wom me dey for dem mo kan so ne say me no answer me to kwan no me sua ade wo fie. Me real O levels but my course 6 form no me call polytechnic rather. And I'm me call a private addition e dey come me background your fashion. Na me wie na me nya ho kwan tu kwan na me bedu be me do ha no. And na me yes me course so aswa trade because if you na me trade answer me ba. Na Mr. Befi ne Mr. Oben ne kan kam ne wo ho ne say aha no me nya ho kwan ko omo colleges ne ba ko trade ho na me start ye. Na ne me hu ye ne say omo edikan apre per patterns na students no edi be sua de pam no ama omo me say wo ye adepam a ye free be drafting ye say wo be design atari apesa opam no e wo paper so na wo twitwa wo de kotwa entoma no na wakeka bom sa pattern na ye de be pam atari design am de ato se students ne ye no college na ya mo ena yen na me na me sua ade from Ghana no me na me create sa pattern no. And the difference I want to say, me no, yeah, it's Africa, and I'm Ghana. No. We were taught how to create that pattern. Once our honor no over Hana Western side, no, the pattern has been created for them. It's all the MBA no now say, yeah, my pama dear, honor no co school wa Hana, where you know. It's you crap on a omu yan ya this yan mechanisano. What the MBA no now, on three strap pattern na wapam. Just say onya prototype and I say onya nya ya mano no and no kra na say enyo no na or draft anything no only how to put those pieces together. The pattern has to come with instructions as to how that student has to join it. Whereas me creating a pattern and me trust the same design no. Me creating from scratch. And to mean how to join the dots, the waist, the yoke, and get that same pattern again. And makes me know without any instruction. It's that the difference between the two of us. And so the catch on say I said who go school Africa, Ghana, say ya. Oh no, jina ha now, or no chala then can be boo him tia. Yeah, mammy, a juma was our school more coach then say. It's lab near baby I honor ye joining pieces in your pama dear no after watching theory in the now the students in our lab or now omako pam ya show book na and no crown no provided pattern na mom no your friend the lab and so who instructor I will say wunya nim there about at the pam na sana omo fa wo school mo na wetin akọ school for because say who nim at the pam na won't be in show mo lab ho no ma practice theory na ya show mo no. Omo de ye call dan bi mu after oral interview no say ye nkopa made and based on piece not would put it together and omo de be foul and say me dey kan wo asase no say omo ma ye pattern no no ma san my say am my instruction say ye pam no ye ko hu say pattern mo twetwe gu ho but this time no instructions enka ho omo asem say wo be try dey na we chere for wo de wani hu sa pattern pieces na am dey ma no with sketch na e was say wetin new wadrin ekeka bom na sa pattern piece na the ma yen say yen pam on the day of interview no so fortunate for me no Because school Joyce baby Ghana, Africa. One of your practicals was exact thing they gave us. It's me when I'm saying, oh, this is an outer edge. Me catch them. So I was even surprised. And I mean, I'm here to more them. Mom, you know, if it's for now, we interview now. No, cost now. Now, I now time for 1.5 hours. Now they are then. Now your timing is different. And to be here now, me cost now. Now you get now industrial machine so. Industrial machine no. Omo to ho parts in na egu ho. It was say we set up machine from scratch. The idea behind and say students be pama industrial machine so. Na say problem be aba ho and I say a fault here. You should be able to teach that student or fix the machine for the students for them to continue. And to say that practical test no dey mind during interview and say wait to me and she said machine no and for homani bob na amfem and na so pam part and their amount you're not qualified to teach in that college. And to me call England, me first job at me yeah na me ejuma or factory sofa factory setting na more sewing departments. In Ghana na me use domestic machine. Your machine keeps like any motor bomb near the electrical near the. That means na commercial machine so that England was my first time, and then no mommy exposure no as to how to fix the machine because factory on so wo pama there na machine say ya one I would so pam I was say to me fix it now what to aso pama there no mom na to me e hye nkonya na de quality omo time am de kofre repairer na ye ni repairer on site near there and so I got that knowledge from that side. And to say anyway, na me sua joy so any experience na me nya wo England no and e boa me ma me ye ade e wo interview na me call ye no. The position was for one person. Me oral interview, my call practical me my 1.5 hours. Me fa ade no epa me within 47 minutes. Me fix the machine the man for fair months na so pa me. Ni nyina na lady na or department owner no hwe into one room po ni chance who kasa who could be obi and I say who could share internet so no how to join those pieces together and the keka ho. And to me we are medical man no share work no. Or share me 2 times. Into nampo na madam but I the man any year na because I knew what that was and I did exactly how it's supposed to be. Under stitching, wedging, clipping, ni na me the skills ni gumma no. And she was surprised. It's not me ke omo me caught to omo hon after me I was the last person to be interviewed. Me caught on wedi kapam. E go so te ho pam. And the position was for one person. And it's me we and catch him say met you on Monday because it was a Friday. And I'm saying okay, thank you. It's because and as I say I worry and I say I'm so 2 hours. And I'm saying I may we and dey coffee. Monday me ko share me email my congratulations. It means omo ka ho ni nyina and to me am pam ade no. Because the position was for one person. And no mommy who say, and then na baby ye feedback baby they try no. It's so valuable say even a hana me want to put na a western side no. They can't exchange that with anything. Into during my dichemono me who Ghana students be no fi Ghana and all best school fashion school ewa hase. Na hano we are international students are those times so now 14,000 per year. Canadian dollars. Now maybe say now we are no say debi. Who fi na be school because we didn't know Ghana say me Ghana na me be school ha na me say who person say who fi Ghana na who be fashion school wa ha or say na me say why? And I'm saying na me be say why na me say we have the designers, we have the schools, we have the in Ghana. Sika be bra who share wa in na who share no crap no ya copy their mouth. On you can't even create these designs. The two best says when you 2 years now we now coffee so once I got now a mokola say okwa rota their Kenya wa Canada hon it's not worth it. You have to go back home. Not so starting thing. So yeah was schools baby Ghana and you're better off than I say you can be your own self. And me too go na sumu ye pa na in December koye. Mr. Befi January ye be na me hwe girl na me hu ni biom. Okay, wama. Sometimes no, ye money ye wo fie. And I ye ni akukudo npo de embrace it. A young Crawford said near one never, but the truth be told, that dear Wahano, young fan coquine. Intimate after 2 years, now me try there or now me decided no, me quite me a dear. Nobody did say, so as I me try my dear, me jai acquire me a me shop no. They left their classroom after I trauma and ever me hobby one-on-one tutorial to do their work and go and submit it. Because there was no education coming with it. Everything has been done for them. Who beside say, how do you even manipulate data? They don't know. It's been a more than I made charge for one class. Now other students on more different class. Example me home for extra explanation. I'm saying, no, these guys are using me. And they to me, I'm a giant. I said, no, me in try debut. It's me go back to college. I went with business. Because my junior child here will say, and they push all the work for you to do because you are giving the breakdown for the students to understand. You are explaining to them how to draft this, who chose number palm way, the easier way out, the fastest technology. So I'm on say time. No, come and get you at home. Inside na make extra mile na me da na school no so omo pass na munye de omo commission omo pass ya. Wo po na wo share no kan ye recognize you. Ain't no me can be for us to say, yeah, baby, if you know, yeah, what we have it. We are being taught, we practice it. Never say, yeah, we one ya kukudro. I did some. Na ida kukudro ni some so a chimpa, who ya put a bit to quimpo. A siena, would ya, ubejina. Me shall say, oh, fear me 25 years. Now, my thoughts are said that many young 2 boys. From my department, because me boy shop, na me 19 years. Mr. 25 years of Pokwase, opposite frag, and I thought I say, dying 3 bedrooms, hall near idea. At pass as a cartoon, say, me too can't crap me 20 as I see you recently, and I meet Toby. Me coded 20 years as I meet Toby. You so know, me too, kind of my place here, we are with him at Toby than chain. So we have it all. And so the more kind of many more dream pan, and me says, and could be a better dear what to na yan fine a metra as a very shower ha. A bad boy, a bit savvy, it will give us the utmost knowledge and we will be the best among them. And trust me, all you need to push you is the courage and believe in yourself and where you come from. It's not me buy, I made me contribute, me experience and buy some rabbit shit. Now my forward, I'm more kind of so, be more in a dream. It's not me, man, no see her.
That's it. That's
it.
I'm out for say and check crowd breathy. I never trip out film come back home. The comment come back home.
Mr. Beff, me started try and said I remember first 2 girls now made sure my dear no. They are now having numbers of students. And in the mess about me shop corner me used to know men closing it down. Me 18 years and that's all be absolutely right. I said Debbie. Because me I can't take them out on a business they now to year and I mean so me to starting myself in a hospital be and say share dear neighbor into mom worry I'm coming.
We need a fashion knowledge. If you see we need a fashion school from Mame Hefua. Come back.
I'm coming to do it. I'm coming to do it. I'm never did that when me bash on me one money. Me bank as speed. Meba.
Yeah, true.
Into the matter, me no best no be out to us. Into me mamu nyina ajubium.
Emi sir. Em say ene time no so koka krenti no. Yenye short na obi antimi kasa na enkonti. Emi sir. Em say wo mute.
I think they see Amarada.
Oh, hey, and you know, I say crowd. Yeah,
gosh. Yeah, it's a Siama. No, it's Siama. No, it's a Siama. Good evening, Michiamunya.
Quick, no, be anti-me.
Okay. So, I did it to a Vinameka, Miakasame or Ghana Hana. We started here, Mr. Obindako, and Che. But a normal marketing, Miagasam was Kunagasana parting kind. But I mean, who say, you know, for Mutu Quacoin, I mean, I think say that kind of slavery, none a coso. Indeed, dear Kagame Kano, there's one quota, Professor Bia, or not your those kind of Pan Africa, we say more kinds of mathematics is actually the master key. So we should push more into the mass. Into mass book can come. It was on Greek. Greek in normal point is that is a Mr. Akonam no. No, mass actually didn't start from the Greek. It actually started from somewhere. And I'm starting to say me show YouTube videos. I can kind the book of the dead who said, hey, say no man, I grab before the white man came. So it gave me that confidence. Say, wow. In the last time I said no audio, Mr. Obinda could say, because can you video now? All this one who say every good thing was from the white man. Every good thing. Into me started the meeting video or dirty me mommy appreciating history. Now aborigine there pressure from their mom will feel say me to coin in their one out nam si David. Aborigine my sister go for say oh by the time I be now I say you go chu nim die nyina chu so nyina do one so be no you confused. The other na one kasa won tena ha na nim die na won on fan hihye enoma. Into besides the meeting, we saw being a grandmother come choir and come here because me now phoning now call. No school or Pia come from. Hey, see, I said, yeah, your glass more. You know, my son, see David. Me dear wa. Now, me started IT school, computer school. Me train young people. Me started your me parent the gumi so now you we university on na wa start school. Omo ye ya na me go school no. But me started to Mr. Obeda Akona say, wow, every day. Come to me near paying Temple University. Kebian come coming. Ah, is a master here? I'm to throw. Intermediate, me to me no books are matter. I'm university are matter. No say Nindiana Gasani dear. A wa me baby a new crobiaso. A wa woni pa krawa wa ju so besia. A wa woni pa cross wa because a normal me to compete and me tire no. I na go for business. Now no my tire and say. I'm so India, I mean, say you're only limited by the things that you know. If you know, you can do more. It agrees with my spirit 100%. I think say me, I don't see any good thing outside there. I see the good things here. Last time I will be challenging him. Say, can we come out with an AI system? It can help the cocoa seller. It can help the person who sells things on the head. And but what frame you say no AI system is not for no building. It's for their system. Their system is more advanced. But also build AI is to share the way you turn normal way na dream on a fire solution. That is why you are solving a problem in your country. Indeed, and normal idea is motivating some of us, be the young ones. And I believe that normal working in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. I believe the young can implement AI system just to solve our local issues, our local problems. The main casabi bri ayana be say dan wasi pa na muguswa na munye amai that's it.
That's it. Siama misa. Your friend said, Broby, made the link not to her until Upeso Oba. Dr. Abuaji, your friend is saying, oh, Bamua, make sure say. Or microphone or speakers or whatever is on. Say any honor meant me batch you in. It's now bar meant me batch you to bra back by Obama anyway. I'm Sir Fred. Fred.
Mr. Bafi, good evening, Michelle. Can come to Michelle. Why is the mathematics not quite well now, Mr. Benson Michelle? Yeah, people always forget say Western education, it came around after industrial revolution, and they needed people to manage industry titans. They needed people to manage more industries. And the friend is saying mass education and it was easier for them to control the masses. That don't share industries now. One, they'll get good managers and also they'll get good workers. The sole purpose wasn't to create people, always be creative in human. So it's here. Into now, if you can say, guys, you're brilliant. What are they brilliant in? Are they brilliant in new, innovative ideas, in new technology? And I say they are just brilliant in Nema and Kofaya, the data, normal science, then so it's here. And they say, yeah, they always say, sorry, my dear, or you're brilliant. Or you're brilliant in what? A new concept, and I say new technology, and I say new ways of doing things. with the Nobel winning professors na yina professor ye new ideas no winning Nobel in na say ya di obi aye no winning. So it has we always say this obi ni my dear were brilliant science, brilliant in what? So it say anytime we show more people are or Ghana one co secondary school, one co university, no, they tend to always do great things because they are not brilliant in IOBIO. They are coming up with new things of doing things. And then Easter way near Easter. Miss Sewa Oko do grade 3. She's 85 years now. Oh my, they didn't count no more. Here's the fact. Your my baby here. They didn't see anything extraordinary. About be another 4 years, we won't see anything extraordinary because the horse doesn't have race. And you're joking in the driving horse. A horse, no. And to say if you haven't put things in place, a big movie economy now, jockeys get it. The horse needs me car doesn't have speed, and you're joking the money for speed. So it has Mr. Bing. Into back to me, Miss Sawano, or what 85 now, or do class 3 and also no school game, obey business, Mr. Bing. Menoka said we are meant and do investment at Brawana. We went there yesterday, we were all in shock. Apartment at Brawana Sino, Uncle Bobia Chrono, or Tom store back on Tionum. Grade 3 level education, apartment at Brawana Sino, when they were all in shock. So just there. Obeka, we will catch up as the way say, no, Mubeka saw brilliant, one who school, my dear. Mr. Obenka say argue with your results. Obi a wait me investment about 10 2-bedroom apartments with 10 of them. How can you say somebody like that is not brilliant? Because according to Western and I say education, and all these brilliant people are they should give us a break. Regurgitation, the obvious and normal can catch memorize no be but if you tell them go and build something from scratch, that's where you notice or you find people who are brilliant from and yet there will be a question Mr. Bain, Mr. Berfi, you can come with a mass into the best no be see.
Ready? Salty.
Mr. Berfi say yeah pressure and no identity. Mr. Anti-Telegram no program but they say the Jumani move be into pressure no. Yeah, month. So they just let me know ahead of time and then I will make things happen. Mr. Bain, before I go, a branch here those days, about 4 years ago, me rented down one mami ho. And the ma branch in the bar Canada. No, a young guy think can come your age maybe. Mr. Bain, the guy is making millions of dollars a year. Millions. Now only baby millions Mr. Bain Canada or Ghana. Na oye ma okota owie na okay what he does is he buys cars for the elites in Ghana into a Rolls Royce Cullinan or Betama or Rolls Royce or Betama or Corvette no Betama McLaren young boys around here can come with age millions of dollars where you break your Ghana not to any cry is scanning no obit me to tell all these cars. It means of being based and then chat also a better Ghana and to try and meet up and then say a connection I been Mr. Being or cars and a butcher for Tomomo or Toma Ghana for Muticroma say and you'll be say me say intimate man be see I say into a bidding community madam say into Mr. Bear but yeah just let me know ahead of time and I'll try and sneak you in. Why?
Sure.
All right.
Family.
Can come on echo. I'm say Ernestina, right?
Yeah.
Very from me, Chamo, Ashafona. Good evening. And ya canoya not me my drink chair me say. Ya what be I can't pray for be bria koti. Don't let your schooling interfere with your education. Near can education and not quite say, oh, squawk what's not classroom pay. But say, would snapping in be nasty, I see a baby, a education. Would they solve the baby? That should be one cast out shall say few. Na acquaint to a ye, but who to quire men 2 way chin trine because so 2 way teaching I to say what tongue was spare parts. Yet me who we require. me wa Greek background. Mr. Obi, book no.
Hey.
No ni nyina me ba no ketwa we di 14 onya set ni nyina as ne birthday. Omo ba holiday a obeye bibi wo fi a obe solve problem bi. Nkola ni nimade. But na makuma because ye ba brochire ha no me ka brofo pa. Na me wo Ghana na bi omo so wo de wo fi ohima ni royals ni mu. Mbedu ha me ka omo nte. Na me koka bisa me say because school wo he because school Martin the Porris because school Fansman because like UCC me mako school but omo hwa wo say no ejuma a wo ye no ene oho nse me ya Greek na me fit JSS na me challenge me teacher one mama a technical drawing front elevation back elevation front view me wie a wo say me draw papers no amake ma me nya akokobuo na mark me say it's saying so I wasn't just challenging but let me bisa questions nyame som beboa me but echire no me hu so say enye no pe na ewieye obi na ahyeche ne bibi wo baabi mitimi ye crusade mitimi kanya mesem school kranka me se me nkobiom yesu ba na papa ka kire me say nyame hyiram papa ne maame mu nyina akọ but sisi a na ye pefia ba o se yesu kra no e carpenter bi ne ba intin sanu edwuma memfa eno interfere wo brofo kane adwen ye na me so akwantu mempe me pese metu kwan na it say me through the enchanted wood me ko soro ho no ma hwe soro no ma ko another world na me solve Pinocchio mo questions since anyamanyama no ba nyame dum ye a ye ba ha no asesa ma adwen e wo nyame som ho e na bibiman me nam ha mi tiri me pet ma mi tiri hu asem say me mabroni hu say ye wo bibi na yensu ye nim omusuro yen ba yentiase in ye slavery ampa slavery wo ho ba ya repackage no into wow ba betu kwan bisa wo say repackage it to saying you are going to sacrifice your family ties, you're going to sacrifice growing up with people who understand you and the assumption ni illusion maybe fia beye gogome black soldier fly eye bibia wo Africa bibia any tropical country kromo ha omoye no automated e dey solve your food waste problems by ye no koka me te wini ba nyame ado me ba e ba omo ton ba yere no me kwa akodi bia black soldier no 6 weeks lifespan omo hihemu bebre me ni je ye no omo say na wo fi abrochire e ba ha be ye gogome wa dwen ye adwuma
Yede be kompaibo.
yeah and I make it so me am be osofo nti enompo de they shouldn't worry but it comes back to say ye tu kwan a yeah ye wa kwantu ye ntimi nka no kra ne nkyere ya ye wo fie ye say akwantu mu nsem ne nye ne nyina na ye ka ne asere kọ omo wo fie nso no omo pese omo gitum say wa kwa aba e wo so wo kwa akọhye ho wo ho bra ha no owo na ye wu no enne ma bebre bodam no ntimi nka ukrom kasakra we duane die I work in the healthcare. Now we are 1st of April. Me resign. Ma resign because nyama mpese me ye no food waste ye dey solve a problem. Me wo YouTube channels. Me ntimi ye 3 days non stop and you be na suma me. But me hu a eye me say ya dream nyina bedane. And you be na dane no. Ye ni ama ho kwan. Ye kwa abrofo sorry. Omo kan about charity a osofo na otu marathon no onye sika no na ode bebo Africa ba ye ba osofo no wa Africa no ka otwi e ma ye hu se ya dwen no enyo obi na adane no ya ne ya ma ho kwan nti ne ameme kan say ne amu ye dwuma na amu ye no mo ya ma na kosi se e wo se ye gi ye hu di enye ye din ne pe enye ya ataade but e wo se ye gi ye hu di mo obi kan say eba ne se na Africa komo ho na e ha kromo ndua bale ne potato ne edua wa inti sa wosu kofi a men kan sembone na ne wo fe di misika obedi because oni hweye we need that understanding sene be yankola no mbeti stories no wa ha ne efie be yo mode ashase na min kola no mo mpeso mbedi edua ni o so nu edua na o de foreigner tan wachi o de foreigner tan na pempem so ye for no ha nam se yen didi sa ye de yensa sisi a meka se meka hye nyame no nkola no nkwan so ate ase oba no meka even under cocoa under tree ubedi ye onti tree papa bi kra oka na afọ mo ka twi ne na fa kwan a yesere omo babroni ba Ghana na oka twi a na ye bo nsem ma no master ba ha obeti ase no o se olom be fie ma obo wo fie du room no obi mbetwa the picture no more. We need to let them know say esun sami nyina ba yenso say yen satia na kokromutia yen mo obi ndi yenso momma yenji yen huntum ni yen ma yen hu say yen kasa ye it is us. So kakra mekane say don't let your schooling interfere with your education. Education is solving problems and improving yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
YouTube no the same.
Now, also, is Winneba?
Me Winneba ni baby aye betna. Yeah. Maso to Winneba. Me and Kenny miss you su. But yeah, me say osu ni Miss Ghanaian. Miss African.
Yes, YouTube need to say.
Lutpan Food Security.
Okay.
Lutpan. Okay.
Lutpan, yeah. Me maiden name ya Lutro. Na papa me kunu din ye Panford. So we have Lutpan Logistics. Na me my no Lutpan Food Security. My be masters now, but me a healthcare assistant. And ukona Ghana for me fi Ghana ba on scholarship. Na obi a matron, obi a midwife, no or ye care as a caring assistant. Won't dress in poyamanen ko. We need to change. Mr. Me next year, my last one will be in year 11 by then. Nyamiado, we nya boarding call or no call fra bro for no who say, sir, dynamic mini premature almost should be before afra. No, my year no say, it's like almost you see term no. I just so omudo be before, omudo Asian for, omudo be near the afra. Omuntie wo omudo wo ho keke as a puppet inti omu ehu say efie ni fie ba penyi de opeso obo no school no kra na o say mama me nko fie but obi eni fie aunties ni uncles obi a wo African countries ni binti o ma ne kwa Ghana nso ahwe yo bedwane but no mo battle covid inti mesre mo mumma yen doyen hu mumma yen ka asem papa Africa unite Kwame Nkrumah said it but Mali said it. Mr. Obi, Yami Shrao, books no me one in 11 in this one, when I saw it and I saw Amazon at the back, I was like, why did Amazon do that? But I understand the business. So thank you very much and all the best for everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Yeah, I book the first one day.
Sales
system. I know BBC is sales systems.
Yeah, 11 books in but 2 way the damin panin channel
sales systems.
Okay. And some are called Bruni Juma. Ako Titi Bruni.
Yeah, that's very. That's it. Say you are no beti nko ade a wo ka we are omun be so beti ase ba ombeti dia we ka che say wo baby no no duru so no baby a especially when you na wo be farmer kono dia wo we ka che say ho je so oti wo ye dey yeah oti wo ye dey look and o cara fi wa be mo bu afi ntimi ka fe because wo se mo ma wo so oti wo ye dey sa no wo ti ase o
o ba na broni je wo mba na ntimi nni omu fi system ni mu obebisa na me make us a mini kra ya chi ya kwhye cells for 23 hours just because na me a teacher meaning say me count wo hampo a na me a head teacher wo Loma Linda SDA schools e waka so na me kan ba kwase maso wa ha ne e kan kekedro ho asem omuko script say what makes you happy, what makes you sad. It was Easter. No, so mommy say obe ginger me mankasa me ne maso ne ka Ghana send me ye kekedu na ha kekedu fertilizer kwa so. So we were talking about how pungent it was. Yes, me ma molesting me but entisa. Yes. Ya handcuff shamensa na me kunu nyina. 9 months no mo ja asem ni mu but 16 days no mo den kola ne brain with bail. say it's unfounded, but for the sake of the modern funds, public funds, and then kwalani ntino mumbra ye hona ye nyomuntina, and I was suspended from my teaching for 3 months. And the man na me care, na me teaching, na me ma Greek, and nyampa me is to integrate all the 3 because honestly speaking, a bit person me nurse, me crap person me nurse, but nyomuchira wo hono, any ayarisa na mo, a pharmaceutical business. Diagnosis no, eduane pa a ye bedi e benya ayarisa nya ne e kire wo ho, e obi ni ade. Inti minyama mi ensa nyina me fame for experience. But as I'm speaking, wo bana wo banyem ewo a mpacho gisakola ne di 16 18. Eye trap pa. Na se na mbema no fie mo yere no munti ya ba ne yeso ye de me wo broni ba me wo broni emboa. This would utim, but ne amoye no kakaka e sinke ewo wa. Say like Mr. Obi won crofo no bika na me pe wasem kra but that could be a warm to say pit ebe won crofo because asem no near the boy we as say na Bible ne ka no asem ni pia sachira ebe ba na fi we die e reset wa o ma on kwan we reset me ni age abiasa but I'm so happy say mama me akunye nti yedamase we dwuma pa amoye the talents are not lost, they will be found, they are there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Same say a Lami, Lami.
Amina yako Ellen.
Ellen, I'll quite no sabayo.
But time me a mistake, me son a boss. And
Koso.
but
Yeah, must okay.
Yeah, but allow me bit me akazo we are na sister Ellen wakasa.
all
Yeah,
right.
must can come with you Michelle. Mr. Burfish so Michelle. Mr. Obin Michelle Midamuni na masi ni mumbra manya mai se pia mudebe kai yesu so geda masina konya ode mai se yembe she yesu yim kakra. Na Mr. Obin kasana na o kasem bi se school no okobi brana wadwene no woni eye free ho eyampa bi se me share examples kakra wo around the experience ya yenya me wo SHS 3 ana ye business bi wo school na wo say business na school na wo say funding itina ye di anim akọ gigi akọ ye ama time no ba be so ana school no so okon ho bia na oto si wa fund number ana my friend ba kwa me den ye no okofa ni school fees e buy e say ye fund that was 2015 na me so me kofa me so sika buy ana ye di program no ye di ni we na sika ne ba na so ana school ni free after program na school ni free say yembe account mucho so mama yeske bia say ye fund ana my friend no e ka say yenye different account mom ema yemfa the real account no nko ana msi de bi ema yenye sa yemfa the raw one no nko na yenka chom say ye sika na ye di ye ntino si na yesu ye beji iti yoko beza ho ana yoko SRC patron ana assistant headmaster nso timo officer na yekura ho ana ye shasi go through ye kika expenses ni bibia ne sika free mobile Mr. Wefi ye bo sika ni din so no omuni na ka cheze ye boa ye nim de ye ka ye nko na ye samra bi na sika we no isa sika na ye bodi ne hu bi da nti aye mo sam se na mo penufo pa nti ye program we pa nti mo adwene nko so se ye bi dimenya sika se ana ye bai na me friend ka jim se e kan se man kan cho ana fi de ye be ti budget no so ni bibia ma ne ba low je de ko ya no fi de o mo se fi de e okay afina mo kan ko nti Mr. Obi ka asase me na mu se baby o ma ko dru no omo no o ma juni ni business so se ye bitimi sa de na ye ni bitima generate se sika se no isi asema Mr. Obi kai na ama kai se ko bibra no mo so no me mpeni fo mo ko school bibra ana mo de was this position no my no. Say Anna your friends ni bi so na omo school any year after SHS yan to aso no. Enye omo yonko ni yan school na ye ni bri say ye be ye adwuma no. After 10 years enye omo yonko kra na ye. Omo hu omo frɛ bosu. Eba ni sikasem enye omo yonko ni ye. Eba no say enye adwuma yenhye business ase. Yankra ye no omo ye adwuma. Eno de enye omo yonko ni kra numbers ye hu. Ana agukuduru so a ye de hye bibia ase no. Enye omo yonko kra mpo ene obi timi no be ka business bi. Utim say business we valid. I say okoye nso agukuduru na ofom. Just because say baby I work wura no. School na work wura no bebre no. Ama atene vem no so. Ene din also ode na teso. Ana adwunu no so asa ko disoro. Opeso o sha se furu soro. Me was also about form no untimi. Recently I'm a friend back on no business bi. Why is up for about 4 years. Ana miss me ba mu na sin me ba mu 1 year. Ono star no de no ana misese mu kakra enti the numbers no me hu times 4 times 3 ono no profit na onya no ana me catch en so on switch na ombra ana o sin de me de menye se me na se fa na so hu a nde wa bam Mr. Beef my idea no me hu numbers every week bia obebusa me say na ko say week bia so de no so ko so ono so de na wa ye no so say wa ko school tintini bi Uncle school obey o sro o into be is a emranico midivisiano midavasipi
that's it experience say any sika omo kokesi na omo ja ntem na omo ye omo adwen say omo be pe bibia ye no ya no mo manim pa yo sister Ellen I said when you come bisa on.
No, madam, me find them out, so it's coming like, and you know, I would say hi to everyone. Obia or Habia, hi. Your friend me Ellen, me based in UK, but and I've always never really makuma mbesi or makuma wufi from day one.
Now we had any bray.
But to be sincere, I honestly even want to speak to you, Dr. Benako, because I need you personally. So be a business coach kakra because my casa me and comfort my bottom my minyo okay. People say Ghana then what. Yes, me British passport ni but passport no mama in the you get it. People don't understand me Ghana minya age 23 we see Miami dying Ghana and sana me be too quiet. Wow. And you know me ba broche no yes my kakra but I feel like me tnasin there me endra me got 12.5 shift. 12.5 shift and you come home and me first thing bisam say do you really want to do this for how long? And it's like me feel say me failed but because of say sikaka cry open just me feel say me kume right that than me passion. And you know I was always telling boy adwuma say ana before no abrofo no tia no mo run no can bad about Africa. Me always na me pinch you me say don't tell them that because they will catch them when then omo de no abegina so e de didi watem and they are montrity watch na. Beginning they didn't really understand it because na me nkwana na me bibini a me was a whole way word no honya until later on after COVID na bia beka ho. But I always tell people you shouldn't be first of all talking too much. Social brunia. As a omo waba fufro a hyper no aye too much into na say kasana dos na wo keka mikrom de ensuo ni o mikrom de no. From obroni ba ku bisa me question where are you from? Me say Africa. I say, mu wonsu. Me say Debbie. Yeah, no more. Because like you're trying to insult me. I said, me nimu ya numu so na manya tintin say jina na mabebe sumo. You know, as I said, me catch rom say a fearful frame me. Oh, person me babro me catch rom say it's not what you think it is. Into to me, you know, ebeya and cat na ho kakra wo feel wunya the right channel you can come. I'm not stopping them. But omo mani feel say wo baby na wo mpesa omo beba. But paper ye kita me do ya the amount ekita. But is that all to life? Me at this stage, me feel say, and it has always been my dream. Some person me be a Juma no be sure. Inti, I would like to take this platform. Say, Dr. Bindafu, you are doing so well. Following you a bit a while now, and I've learned a lot from you. Your words hasn't really. It has changed my mind, but it how shall I put it? I had never met him from day one. Your words came to encourage me to let me know that I'm kind of on the right channel. It hasn't really made me to feel like, oh, Obua Obeka said first no me bother me casa me buff your feel say and now UK now, but they don't know. They don't know. UK know what me ba fie papa me pese me ba o boa me kakra wo niema 1 and so me ba be me was some we bia me ba be enche some pub bi, and also no me sanso was some logistic company from China to Ghana who pese enu me start here nyanche yes, but I will need some guidance as well from you. I want you to be my business
coach.
partner. I was never in, but
okay. All right. Send me a message. So what my number?
Debbie.
Oh, wait, my trade. Whatever you the number, man.
Okay. You're saying
02466
2466
31 874 02466 31 874.
Pacho, you made us in Pacho Pub news me here also about support me. Why? Yes, but I've got the courage today.
No, it's okay. Maintain your mocha. We are in the pack of crabby.
Papa, yes, me bother. I bet now promo so almost 12 years. Me be pay 3 na mana me ba mi kroma. And a Ghana ya den. Ghana ya ba ya the boy best wa airport na. Because mama yeah, monsieur no. When you serious, unim the koso. They kind of understand say we are there. I say we are there. I will free hands, and I just have to decide this. I want to come back.
No, it looks like sa kasana ye can a day. We uncle for Bamuso Yamra Bakino. I think saying ye know. And ye the same thing no more catcher or more before.
Minya besi Ghana acha 1 week obi ehuman no Mr. Obekoda ben. But I ask a mo pamome. Me ami fie nyasa maba wo bet talk o me ki fie na me bet na me am fie. Na wonya na wonko. Oh Ghana Debbie. But I mean I'm quite happy sir. It's through you the youth are picking up now. I can see a lot of them no. I'm picking up, but you are doing so well. You've done so well, I would say. I mean, many saw their way my no so. On behalf of Ghana, Rebecca say that was it.
Amen.
Pacho say obi super Nema from China to Ghana. If you contact me, I can do the for you. The warehouse address, the Bemana Ako, a banner picky and things like that, you know.
I say just in your number. What number is saying?
Me Ghana number, but you just remember one. Margin no, I'm say bills not those until I that 100% clever girl no. Passion me about mommy. It's WhatsApp number. Pacho 0598 412251. That's my Ghana WhatsApp number. But if you text me, see how cry, man, I'm in a mokasa also.
059-841-2251.
Pacho, I.
Okay.
My company name need the LD Logistics.
LD.
Yeah.
You're trying with Fibra.
Mate, Pacho, me ba mo me na mo support me mama.
The one you know, we hear more be a crab bra and wow, I'm for the support. Information you could tell no. If I can claim no information, it no. We okay.
So
we okay, cry.
Okay, but I still want to go more because what I really want to do is me and Kasame owning my own brand and I'm working on it. And Pacho Yeshia Chambers, I will talk about that. And no me person me but I want to. I really need, and I can't do it alone. That's what I want you to understand. So I can't do it alone. I need people to kind of back me up, and then we build it together. You know, me here mukakra.
Who any of the platforms so ana?
Pacho Debbie.
Okay. Where are they?
Thank you so much.
More people. I'm for
There is no need for connections. Ghana for connection man. Be me babro chementria once the grant mo.
Yo, that's it. Can say
I think say Nana Samoa.
Oh, Mami Sako, Mami what tries Oha. Mami ko.
Mami
Yeah, hello.
Kasa Mami.
Oh, okay. Madam Asibibre say so Mama Menya Kwenya. I tried several times, but unfortunately, my and I'll pick it from I believe Sister Ernestina. I also live in Canada, New Toronto. Now it's just only about a week or so ago, and I don't know how, and I mean, behu Mr. Obinda, and I was thinking, oh, okay, let me listen, because for the last couple of let's say about 3-4 weeks, I'm tired. I'm trying to figure things out, what I want to do.
Sister Ernestina
from me. And at this Akakakrana, me were in my 50s coming to, I want to come home. I don't know what to do. Whatever. But with the 2 on there, I just let it go. Me were nephews, best 3B. Now, Obakon, I apply school. Now, unfortunately, only rejected, honestly, only enough funds. Oba no be in school now, but I go back. I paid whatever, and I'm a catcher and say, listen, and you're breaching and now ubetimi is successful. When we university 2 years, you are still there. Until a while, I'm sending more linky be near man. Say, sit down, think, do your research, and come up with something else. Now, me crying at me work, and I'm coming home because I'm tired and I'm fed up. And near my ye, and you're seeing near my ye, me or me baby amity. But still, something is not right. And I'm going back to Sister Ernestina. When I had my daughter especially, and again, now you'll be on Peduane, into baby or is so slim. And so they were wondering the school, see, am I feeding her or whatever? It's so many things. Until one day a friend of mine came here. And I was and your friend saying the wooden spoon or trim Now, what did he or something? Of course, Kupena or Kakatre, ni teacher say, your friend is saying, one of my aunties and my mom was there, said they will use that whatever to hit my head because I'm not eating. Me hosa I see one buffy. And I'm saying, what? I didn't even okay. When they came in, the first thing they wanted to see her room. So that I boy that they went straight to her room. They wanted to make sure, say, only koya, 3 weeks. Oh, yeah, who be na your friends, and I'm saying, and so you guys, you have putting us in a system where when we are using your culture background to see a person raising a manner. Mama, my folks see that kind of thinking, see, I been on a juma. I see intimate share by until sometimes the parents are also torn between the culture over here and if they how to blend them together. No, a very only news when they move away, they don't even care about you anymore.
Of course.
So that is the system. It's true. It is true. The American American system is in I just want to add a little piece of it. I have been watching the YouTube. I've seen some people initially, now me say me befia. Me per se me I'm the school board. Now I did student with special needs. Until now, my emergency me befia bibi and kana me per se me be. But I've realized that it's going to take time, and I don't have the way people are telling me, oh, you are not going to get money, you are not going to do this and that. I'm confused. I have a property in Accra. I have by me in India, anyways. You see, so now I just let it go. About 4 days ago, I went back to watch something on your. Let me say it was somewhere I don't even remember, and you said something, and it stuck on me, and I say, "Oh, okay. I think you don't have to have the capital. You can start it, but they be any can say when they be take you over now when they be unyani papa man in your mouth." Until it boils up at the end of me, I'm trying to see I may be near my baby when I'm so okay. I've come to a conclusion. Say, okay, person started like what do we call it? Snail farming, because I have a land, I have a plot that I want to do it, and me brew over it. I don't know what the school is on break for now. We're going back, but I don't feel like even going back to work tomorrow because I am so tired and I don't feel anything. So the question that I want to ask, even though I just got your page less than a week, but I've been able to listen to you, and it seems it's like I'm getting some stuff. The question that I want to ask is, well, if you don't have the capital, or even if you have a small, I first say snail farming, it won't take any AEBR. But what I want to know here, how do I go about it? The research that I have to do. What are some of the things? Because a friend of mine is doing that, but not all can be about green, something green, whatever. I have no idea. So how would I get all information, to make me decide exactly this is what I'm looking for? So if any one of you can just help me, I will take it from there, because the journey has begun and I think I'm not going back. Thank you.
Mr. Webe answer, but
what is that one?
African Advantage.
African Advantage. I'm going to buy it on Amazon. I'll try and buy
Amazon. But Mr. Webe answer.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, madam. For snail, no dear. Send it WhatsApp by or profile or ye. Don't make my practical knowledge.
Okay.
You and more ye be when you're any pabbe me and son no be a casa. You should back home. A bit me to know. As you were say, or better.
Okay.
So I mean, you said no, the answer was as
yeah.
And I had no dear. Kakrabia will be now the Ashasi.
Even my friend started at Ofie Kessie. And if you the way I only see it seems on this in fin. And or related to me is the same thing. Say if you miss me, a big land. You don't need even to go buy a new land. You can even use the Ofi Hona to make a right. Okay. So how do I begin? How do I go about it? Where do I get the knowledge? Because I have zero. I have no idea what I'm doing, but at least I know what I want to do. Maybe the snail farm will even help me to get to my next step. That is my so I'll be very grateful, or I'll appreciate if anyone, like you are saying, I don't mind, I can give you my number, and if somebody or can give me somebody's number, and my brother there, and I'll ask my brother to take over.
Okay, major my number, and answer for the baby Ubia number. Your platforms be anchor for various projects anchor for you.
Okay.
Be more your factory, be more your real estate, be more your Greek. Be more punching and peeing and walk around. And almost everything I'll be,
Yeah, will be
will be yebi. It is and I will be mobile or yebi. The here is our starting BB.
Yes,
all the chance, yeah, or the chance.
Okay.
And enough for any DHD. Now, what you will be at what can't some what better was. Now, why not again say won't find the ha? And I said, concern and Troby and Fendi anymore. We are signing Panoa. We are my crown. Pictures. And those projects will keep you engaged, actually.
Yes.
The moment we are just okay, mobile way and for free. That process itself.
Yeah, we are not, you see, like I think one of Ellen also, people are telling you it's true. See, Ghana, yes, we have seen some people say ebinimu abroad here, they failed other people because isikaba, then no and it's there. But and also why kind of right now in my life I'm in a crossroad. That is, I can say that. You have to go to the seniors home. I would rather come to Ghana and stay there and do something, because they are thinking, regardless of how you bring them up, that is the system that they have been brought up. And just it takes just by the grace now who say, but their thinking is different. And I'll get to the point where I won't get any support, but I'd rather come there. That will even give me, apart from say mommy income, maybe in terms of thinking, my thinking will be okay. A burden for Ubia. But what we have heard, they say, Ghana. Good. One thing, they say that they don't have good hospitals in Ghana. Until when you are sick and you need emergency EBR, you're going to die. You see, they are putting all sort of standing way in your mind.
Hospital, a nearby free or free a friend saying Canada. That was my semi bisano where debonke sadeno. It's in true. They have good hospitals. So many the opposite you have Nina Nusika. Debonke sadena.
Okay.
Actually, made it link so at all your friend is saying we group no opa join that group no. Said the name Mr. Benkano. I didn't the who was so soon. A friend's Ellen so join this group no. Can't you hear see when you be a way be obey me aboard because be crowd or no partnership. This any money na. But a crash was mechanic say start small. Especially start small. Men koyeni gidi be say because it be a we can't want now kukuni na the question start small. Now share any sequel.
Okay.
Minim say may so I mean baby a free buy link out free buy me the link not to group link no.
Where
Platform,
can I see the link?
Ellen, so Sister Ellen, also with me join it.
Link no.
Where is the link? Because I don't see it over here.
Maybe Mr. Beno no the atom say you came from that side. So we friends business link.
Media
No, I would have
media
to. Yes. And we to join that group. No, so yeah, because people share ideas every day. People are asking questions, what they want to do. I have business, who can help? I have this all the time.
And in fact, I didn't even want to interrupt you, but it do baby. I may naming Crawford decided say Bibi and I person me. I wasn't able to follow through on internet. That was the end of the story.
Sikani de ombedi babende ebu onu ma na we.
I had it. Did you maybe be had it to say the income of when you are brave or more baby and so on in church or honey chess and yes cano and a bemo bibia no creno here or creno. Nipa be a no credit because Nipa be any amount for your businesses to see. Like I said, I was one of the people who catch us and come in your cry. And so maybe see who's in the city and never be changing. You know, I'll go there, but men starting a big. Just crack to say the old can now or you'll be join the group. Would you and you America would join the group who questions a course the amount for Bisania de also the other to be and sound. Who say Usia I said you can be to me I will crash now. SOS in your SOS so also in a program no every Friday be a Friday evening about a Greek near day or try about a Greek near day. It would occur on my SOS information now was started with T and so why.
Okay.
Yeah, the tries will be a boy in never see a call.
Okay.
See you, Johnny. Body way, Johnny Jay. Yeah,
no, it's not all that easy. You know, the initially, you know, your friend is saying, and a sa open a way be a my ansua adie amfiri mu at least in kakranka cry ekoi see way me share me who say no something is good over here, let me stay for 1 week prepare penny. I think I can say 1 week. I was just flipping the YouTube because I'm not I am desperate and I wanted to, you know, and I'm saying no, okay, let me go back again. And I'm a and I'm a at least I now no I open you know amame. Okay, in those days now me person me ye baby no I want to discourage him, you know. I didn't want to go back again because now I thought say I don't want to say I was a failure, but it was just only say menya nimdie ewade no ana me person me ye no ntino only boom abamusa no I just let it go. I hope we say this one. Yes, I will. Me bonya me paye me come nim kakra. I'll start as a me fan say a leisure for me, and I'm also coming back home. She say my dream say every 2 years it be a member fee until semi-call retirement. That is what I'm planning to do, so that at least I can get something. And when I come back, me sika. I have a couple of years ahead of me though, but it's, you know, I can Canada they will me call me boy stand a bit wait me call pension at 55. You know, it's only recently no only be account was 67. Yeah, 67. Yeah, but I can go anytime after 50, 55. Until I'm trying to see say at least me come nim kakrana me bafia menya pension. Intimate now I'm getting a little bit pension. So I'm very grateful. I'll go there. I think I've seen it over here and I'm going to join. I'll join. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, when you join, ask questions. Bibi
Okay.
when I'm person me will be hand will be me aboa me. You get so many people out there waiting on me aboa.
Okay. That's
Say answer our question. So all link it to her now. Also, your friend say why? Minim can also the better honor because I'm some for free side no so because that's to be say link no. Mr. Obendi told me so.
Okay,
I'm so new to this.
Because I Akasa now can say
I'm so new to this live YouTube live no me the pamucho me who link me access no way fan.
Uku YouTube I think it's there in the YouTube media no I say.
Okay, pacho me kuro muniko ni sumechia why.
Oh me just so London and Hefa.
Me was Scotland.
Oh, Scotland. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, me by my sister Hunty.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can want to do some say Asamoah na Asamoah, right? And
Yeah,
Hello, good evening, Penny for.
Actually,
Actually, Amunya, and yes, Adam was say for time. I baby Amunya MIA. Some more boy, I shape the way I open say in future and Ghana echo. Adam was a baby, I mean, Shamo. About topic here, and I'm discussing, and say me contribute to about say school, no, better for say beba outside about twice one as whatever the option is. You know. Now, me call Norway call me masters. I think 2016. You call normally senior na there be a Mr. Bank and information near the Bobra. The information I got to your seniors or more can and on yes so time be a UC. You call na your study system na as a team say or more or mama up to some number of years we are then you need to get out of the system. As about BT system now 3-4 years time I was say or time no due now free system because we now per se unya adwuma was say okusion language no na ade enti time bia no also kwa Ghana pressure also ko piska kakra utia rent ne though na school no free but also utia rent any other things enti no senka education content and come on unya that peace of mind and fence ya number 1 and 2 omo kra no na ebi parents to meet your fees na where you omo rent na ade no mo enti ebi timi stay of course ultimately ya obetimi anya peace of mind esua de no but those few people no omu nyina no omu bewie no na Ghana nka omo plans no bio na omo nye part of say bia ye na asa akofie like omo no they say yeah me batch I call na I think 12 people me pending the only person I really me call fie kwatena Ghana kakra me betena Ghana for about 2 years and they say me masaba UK there but me say back Ghana aba betena permanently because of training here Mr. Obendia my enti se content no class e be boya e won be we na still na mindset no they are not Africans again they say ye nyina me pena me envan say me no they say me wadwuma o Ghana me ye adwuma o Ghana but Ghana no corner system no ye wan hwa na trap as you enti say no me stay the next 2 years is making I think the next month ya me say back Ghana na masabe to ade na me yeso enti no me who say who be masters or whatever no you know be Ghanaian anymore or munyina say as now crime no be a kasana me ka Ghana asema oh be ignore I think about 4 of them were US now but still they are facing challenges I say almost say be and some other things be and to me I'm say challenge next year 10 years I about true yes that's a quite 10 years because we went in 2016 and to Kabibisa and son on my reflect say hey as a time will go but still now me mates in there obi en ho Ghana crowd na dream say we can be positive for Ghana but Ghana no so no oya den the only place I bet me say be a chain baby UK a chain Spain and France and I say whatever but Ghana a chain UK a chain US a chain Canada Ghana no baby no as a Ghanaian no all opportunities because me wa nyina me try system na who say ohene brenya network is me fa akonye so na madana say me into book publications me throw books ton ti January me ko Ghana ekoton kakra me o design me yi bi mami e ma oye advert kakra o me start so mami e ho na onya network ma me teacher ba ko a oye interested in the books I'm a teacher, I think about 400 copies of the books. I turned the music at the Madia Sunday.
Wow.
On him bring Amadan as a powerful side network. And if you more Mutimiso Casa Ghana for one kind of crown, and I mean Tiomase. Because before cry may betty Mr. Obia may start again. Many teachers need daily. Meeting about 100 teachers say daily. A move 7, 8, and I Ubenya challenges will seek on. Enti Obi Jinabe no Casa Ghana for one kind of and I mean Tiase. Some metrics ben or use it in the Casa 7. Because business kakra yen be business in more being ye. Enti a hono. Anya ya untimi ko blame you obi o ti minim o se sa asem de o se e pe kwan bis na manfo jai sa asem ko se nya no kre se wo ye business na wo Ghana obi be do sticker da bi ye bia na wonim business ni ntino Ghana ni no ono so no o nya se o wia wo wonim dia ono na se e bia wo na wo se usua ana e bi so a minim star wo no mo edile aha ntino.
Can I come in here? Can I come in here?
Yeah, please, you can.
Okay. So, when you say that one I disagree with you because say onipani ni madie no na waba. No is only madie na sebe wa baby a factory and now whatever. Na ebi and research no wantimi anye no what take opportunity say Obama it has happened. Bebre, minimum Toronto for Bebre, on go back to Ghana, on settle, yeah, I saw on a bay year. That doesn't mean you'll be at yes, Nina Nipa Ubinan, and that one is a no quarry womusa. But if you say that's sad, that one I disagree with you. Kadia, a year papa woman say, so tiasie. Say ebia onipa na bana onim system no very well ebia ni see knowledge from here no. In those days we didn't get that platform, we didn't get no one to come here and sit down and tell. Even when we came here Canada, when we were trying to buy a house, people were telling us Uber to dine at the bena Uber to and walk Ghana, you're going to be an so they didn't. My information. By the time I realize it, I'm talking from experience. By the time I realize it, after all, do time I walk out on now call baby. It was possible, and so crowd me. But it's as a nipa D and D can buy Hana. A year, because they want us to be on the same page, which one way or the other, and so then okay. But the question is say, no quarry, I say, yes, a war, say. Nkrofo etimi yesa but okwan benso ene yebefa wo pe okwan a nke yebefa so say people don't say that, but those who have experienced it, they are also finding a way say okwan ben as a problem we best of until if you say obetimi you putting it that way, that I would appreciate that.
Okay, mama, some call Canada say nkrofo abo nkrofo kronoda
among Ghanaians nana.
Ani.
Even Canada abrofona so so ntimi boko.
Mentan to say Canada the Ghana for baby out. We say I think baby I'm decided with gentleman here. Mo kan nyina ye bom to say there's no chance.
Okay.
And I think
not that one, no.
No. Emma mobomu buntem.
That one.
So, you say obey bibi kwaro say unwanu mu nyina ka cho say wokwa yebedu sika. On say nte bema wokra na sebe say obi ni obi sika kra na yebetimi nkofo be ye committee advice say Ghana there. Menko. Because ye di obi sika da. Therefore Ghana for nyina be do sika. Because say no so create pressure mama papa. Because obo ha sebe obetuma try bibi kakra ha kra ma pressure na reduce. If you are had a project be na say koya. Wanigio.
Of course.
But ye only a number 2 for. Minim so be ye home meeting. Especially abusuafo na o kabo mutadi nkomo no. Ye beg wonye ni sika no de ma wo be catch say menko. Menye. So me was the same Canada and as America hono nkofo Ghana fo bi sabi adi nkofo bi hwamo. But they have not said that. Intimidation said, and it's a campo. See, betting a cabia, this a campo. Even though incidents no.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm saying. Yes. Okay.
But I approach, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because on knows what a teacher need, a teacher for be in grammar, which is huge.
The question crowd say, I think the Chinese if we buy how they are successful. Portuguese they are successful over there.
Because Chinese, you know, Chinese in any other days I got a 4 born chrono. Your born chrono was what a new person by.
Okay.
Sister Bako, also Canada. Ona make say we debunk a cry friends medical way no. Sa also no ban will be catching say don't go and throw your life away. You cry a wound Orban. Look at that. So say, oh yeah, me interview no. Your friend is saying, your friend appear. Me interview no kasai. Oh, I'm more concerned me now. Say, I mean, me kasai but from what I'm hearing no. Oh okay, I'm so starting a poultry farming kakra bi ni ade a ekoso ni ade. O si beginning kra no. O me so ka so issue bi sa. O me so ko fa obi nipa no ba e ma ko ni nyina
na point obi bo
na say appointment say o na wi. O fa say o sa to aso a woko. Eti ye generalizing na say you abrofi kra ayi dan ya okoto ebi kra na interest rate ni ade. Sometimes o mu bu ye. Eso ye fa say ha de ase mu. Yebu ni na ye wo.
Everywhere.
Yebu. Eso ye de enya koye na ye mana ye kakraka te se de ensida. Ba ni nyan se obesua ne ma mu sua mu a because mu bebre ho no ma me say me ye bibi kakra me start say me bibi na me ni me anything ni nyina pasa free on me say hey Ghana kra me pese me ti Ghana sem kra bi. And so after that no afa me ti ase there bi yes an tie oh me start say me bi na me koya kan enche bi akra ka me sa koye bi no so yes me koji nim die no e chem say yes an tie o so start kakra na wo ko na wo hwese ni sitie because so wo fi say obi bebu a ada na wo sika nya na de kwa start so as na wo be hum kran say kakra na first start kran sa na wa ye ti me fi say sa na mani na so kan ye nim sa nim de ne sa na ma no he ti wo hwe gentleman asem na kana wo no ye research ansa na wako nti bi kro bebu na enye kese he na ebu no so de the whole world baby abeko bi ebu
na me pa cho me se metime awie me point na ebu no kwa de me no enye so obi mfam sika do bo obi fa me hu say wa bomb me krono ana say me na ma nye responsible me share Mr. Obin financial responsibility or your online seminar or say who take charge of whatever you are doing now your problem back I think they also Mr. Obin to me addresses adenokrama Ghanaians say ye pese tena hana scan e wo be say so say worth na tools bi na ye de eyo tools bi e say tools ni nyina aso na carpenter ni no owo nail owo wood owo we ba oni hammer o so pese o ya akonwa no Ghana for no I think say bia ye was a challenge no owo obi obehwe adwuma no ba monitoring ade no wu ni ho enti no o lack bibi o enti ko na bibi asi a me anya se bibi nsim adwuma mu da o no mo bebresi but me mfanhye obi da cause ana me ni Ghana enti no wu ni ho a ubetimi ablame but una wo ye problem of that situation you know enti wo de be ka say obi afosika me nko ho ma obi mfam bibi da age da me ni ho ana business so you need to be there oh you're part of the system no you have to be there because monitoring is as good as your capital na amokano say abrochen money be there fine but me who say Ghana no also pay attention to Ghana because every tools now we know is our monitoring tool na film also person business like I mean tiase I thought that so
and the next one where we your point now where we
yeah that Mr. Obia ask na Mr. Obia can to da wa kan sembe bro be 100 and probably kure ni na ye adwuma enti ya da na se me ba UK me ko Ghana senka me ko settle because me free no way by no me ko tena Ghana 2 years na no mamu ye me kakra me nya me ko see dan na enti capital ni na sa e ma books na me struggle enti ye ho no me ye yi kakra enti me ba UK 1 year na me sa betena Ghana say me ntu kwan bi o e ho na me de be hu Mr. Obin enti me be hu no me ba UK na e kakra wa ha enti me be hu na o say me ba na me be clerk no enti me betena 1 year na say me ba 9 months ni ya me tua kana wi a na me adwa next month me say ba na ma ba beto aso Now one funny thing is maybe I'm trying to take it in then come back July. But books now me me bag Ghana about ton this saying you can me this month yeah. Now for the knowledge I'm acquiring, my cancel my flight now in July no. I'll be about just next month. Yeah, maybe about it.
And that's someone so which you are tied to.
Never
Hey, mommy, I am so do so. What can mommy can be kakra? Mommy, say when him say, "Ye movie bree, what hey,
Yeah.
in your business near ye quite Juma near."
Mhm.
By a funny say, ye now so ye Kogana, ye say quay business. One only business experience. Yeah, I'm sure is how. Ufiti also quay business. How many people know ha? If you move free Ghana or your business, most of us know we are on a payroll. You're quite Jumaba. What is the mention? It's
Yes.
either now 50 years so quack business. Ukwa business and so no. Nimeni ibia no asasi sawo 50,000 said you na ya sadi akwakorum. It is any money in account. This is the idea also start to say wusia side. No start to say wusia. We start to get painting to say the bema no in brand I can.
Okay.
Yeah, because you need business. You need anything about business. You start here, say, business. I don't know. Over Kogan, one person over the way or Hanao.
So you share the environment, you know, the resources now or now. Ebia uni be or you know you can do that.
Okay, it is a quack side Jumana. We used to see you Ghana na.
Yeah.
Nanka uni experience be a before
no
experience. Yes, that's where we're lacking.
Okay.
You know, if you say it was a business at the same time, so you need knowledge about business. The business so any small one is business people now. After the first 5 years, no, it is as well a crown has say who says so show we business near there. The first 5 years in government now break taxes near there because him say lose. Now crown most people start business no about 80%. Within 5 years is gone. A call. It's you know your problem pie is I don't know. You need knowledge about business, need a person could be a business. Oh, it will occur in Nipan will do is it be a misappropriation, or be also need much, maybe a scan of say, but need a generalizing. Like I said, I'm talking from experience. The same thing I'm said here, but after a while, I'm say, and yes, sanity. Which maybe person is showing cry say, Scassemini the idea a boo said, Danny Bibu, because me no can say, how by your Buddha, in your back or any munu. Ukoshimpa credit cards I use near D ne banks I could now. De bia. By no the infant say boo. By krum sir. It winya sad different yina now the qua. And I'll consume your word say oko boagana fu. Cause oko save. And no different your friends or they can cry. Oko save crew. I can say oko boa more and no see different because I don't know oko na momoso because as a oko boa but oko save the different.
Can you explain it a little better? So,
yo,
the serving
Mr. Obi, may I explain who you, Mr. Obi and Twaswa?
Oh, it's okay.
Twaswa.
No, say, madam, there are two team. Gonna for him more, and for him more. Possible different, possible new. And Obi have coverage about seven. Once of in so there was Ucham Perais or Hunyan Uba. You fear, say I buy a crum, walk around and now swam him for Cassia. As we be an Ocasa near Kayan Abu. Now you're weird hoofing. So, and here I make Kogana, make a bomb, make a crown, a banner, mammy quite, you quite a factory. So, but I think it's just our duty. You play your part. You shouldn't come in with a thinker. It is a question nearby. I'm coming to we're back now. Yes, I don't know.
Okay.
We are going to save them. No. Obasa, what is anybody? You be to be a show. The beer Juma Momo, the beer Juma Momo or Mono we are. So,
okay.
Because the baby to be a best show, because we'll be accept to and also embrace you and our amount support. Maybe Jabby be a mayor, Buamo. But who say your responsibility, a role that you have to play, you will come with some bit of sobriety. You know, until be able to, because then it's a mission.
Okay.
And on a local level, no cry no. The BMD a friend saying guy wako Michael a example. Michael every a friend saying or ye mining no a friend saying mining engineering no I'm say takwa baby. We school na no and started Michael started business with no money no. We school was started so no tonton niama kakra na started say man you didn't go to Burkina. So Michael was having about 6 sources of income. I was Ghana and I didn't know to me. It was a train. We school no. Koni villager. This was we school to one friend who say na bi so bo mahana we bo maho. So ni omu nyina no pa so yen ko farm. Ye say. It omu na di business no crab unto so tu ni careful omu say oh bro business bi wa how. Yen tu bo ho no mu di business na bre no. Na say I didn't know say share because of Kaisen or na for ba no mo yes ah no mu bu no for no mu stand few no fa bi yes. Oh yes, still come on. Yes, my queen invest your bentino me change. We cried on quabritu Ghana hona change bibia. Or say we me interview na ho betimi akwakuti. Or say change bibia nti omo say oh business wa ha no aba be ye. Omo ye ni bibia man kama man saka ni sika bibia because on your my one. Ohu omo say pepe yes wa ko school and say wa ye bibi nti say the omo look different. It is any money na can change. It no or no na dream ya say or 7 the community no. It almost so buana community na dey akoso. But so in the AI dream. I could be a juman no mu dibisika. Na wo braha we could be a juman by ni na kan to change sa ne mania wo so no paul ni omo kwafu ni omo ye de also omo ye na no. Omo hu ni say one of them. No say no ubana satan wo so no tan no usua no ubana be yes a who kwaya no master no my meet akwe. It did that ho. Every time so ko ye ma o hen kasa. Is ye ben 10 na fi. But so ko da bit akoda.
Okay.
So be fear that say one thing last na me opportunity me enemy so be kasa nka me kan one of the Saturday live na kono say enko for area fi say Mr. Obi message is for national liberation. Na omodwen say selfish interest na it has really in our mind for so many years past no where any party say or take care of on any personal needs answer now where later the idea but they have forgotten say we have come here as a series we are back crew we about mind we move to make sure say mind be dinner ama wona beba ye china nkonkwa soon because history now before I be share Brunino now we were already in our land strive ya boy homodin etete ya ho yedi edwa boy bra na afi na nipa ne baaye na obepe kwan bi so be boy krono na de be share nkwaso mu be gye yapade koye no gya asem bitu yetirimu se ne konechi no ya nkasa ya fa ya ho san so fa mbre no na say when Shiana encounter more brown my that's the question. If there were no west or east or other part of the world that can't we survive here? We could. And the question is that do we still need them? Me from this point of view, they may say we don't, because senka ye hiomwa enka ye hiomwa enka ye tu ya namobi wa hanomwa. Because another American history be about Marcus Garvey, where he made an attempt to establish the Black Star Line, or repatriate the blacks back to Africa, and they have to find somebody among the blacks to go to Liberia to go and speak to the president so that agenda will be cancelled, just to keep the blacks still in bondage. And he said, "Nipa say onye ompeno." In Pabonini, Onyinipa on Sem Fatashi, that's also Kunukuma, Edna Sankukunu, and I was saying no claim. So it tells you, say, without us, they don't survive. So if you come to realize, say, without you, somebody cannot survive, but then you have to first put the priority on yourself first, developing yourself, your country, and making sure, say, in your absence, your children will not go into slavery. Because I know what to kwan ko akwa kwala to ho. Now what the so still in slavery. It's the same thing what happened previous years ago. And the made me who say in as much as say if you to kwan more corner. Yes, what could do more Bob there, but I can say why don't we say enough is enough? And then we have a plan where we can bring our case or ourselves back to our land and then develop so that in the next creative crap, we are sure say we are not leaving any seed beer in that land that go through that trauma and kind of. I have a kid here, there's a chance for her to go out. But I always ask myself a question and say, in my land, nobody tells me, say, me inferior now, me a monkey and whatever it is. But there's a chance that when you go out there, these things, so you are, I think, be developing another mindset to battle it. And now, in the business wise, the lost talent, statistically, real cool. And uncle Monim, the any answer and commit me about mining punto, but Ominako. And now I say, I may share one interview with SVTV, one teacher Nibia, who said, Utunu more, who say, we're waiting in years, 38 years in Ghana. Meanwhile, social numbers, Nanka, yeah. Because what tried or these top schools in Ghana, it makes you fear or car, no, I didn't know they run around in Kenya Badis. But now I'm saying, mindset and your opinion, you know, he feels say he has waited his time. And the way he was praising the white man for meeting him at the airport, now then I'm saying, somebody come to welcome you and usher you into slavery. You think, say, the person has done very well because but no, they know who feel say wow. Meanwhile, so you lived in a country where the person gave you a job, and one bias you come home on a partner and say, on say the host for SVTV no teaching, and he didn't know much about the teaching system in Ghana, and some of the comments I will make it on the platform. No, I say not only informed kakra about teaching profession, how I see a regulated employment, recruitment in teaching. Etika why you teaching na nipa ne make mistakes in the comments or make about those contribution and also way what's my work no and ka o beka say oh enter but now so what this bad mindset we so tarnish the image of the country you know nipa ne ka say bia o headmaster for now more recruitment there's no way in this country a headmaster can make a recruitment. But and I'm sorry, the say or the money to form to debunk say you can do well in this country, you know, why you dean or tona and I was like, wow, this guy has a biased mindset. I think it's a hard time. We begin to fight hard, work harder, and then we'll build ourselves, build our country, and see to it say we will support each other to build a better Ghana for ourselves and in the future. And this should be our core mandate. And me wanna be our core. I could fake a crap me and sign nine do or tribune and let's start building systems and structures. If the place we are saying, as we are here, we are saying the place is not the place you're supposed to be there, then we should make a deliberate attempt to say the seeds that we have come from earth, the offerings that have come from earth, no. In him say, quite crutch, yes, uncle for it, dear, at least. Yet me a clean your mind and the more systems, you don't want strategies, be or muha. They can live on and live with and make Ghana a better place. I think say Kakra to me their support no. And I think there is a because I mean one time you this mindset shift kakra ba here is there's one time we could program baby. Now one penny me share no can send be pa na some no kind no. The first na kamema ni mo kama. But they start gonna have patience with the person. Pinning din na me come na me say as my kind, that's how my ferry my pal. No say, and he was still like he wanted to still defend what he was saying. I'm so okay. But what told me no say, I think we are riding on different energies and we are writing on different information. So nim the may non timase. Till I mean about treman and I mean about treman or yeah do obey. And then confirm me shop in the crime in the book back one of the students. one guy be by me ho na me can say oh your course was say science be say me medical doctor and I'm so nice to be a medical doctor, but do you know a medical doctor no quite alone will not give you the financial liberation out here no or say no na I'm so okay. And I think say school no so you maybe can home open school o be so maybe I can want this be boa I can crack. Oh yeah, imagine so yeah, doctor now you restaurant so can imagine your doctor now you fashion designer can home imagine your doctor now you can so okay I'm so okay na man me book back research no so on no kind a chance my dear me na yanto aso and I think say some of us you take opportunity no buy and chain no din komo in your botre go put mba so pa no be church ho chire no mo can Ghana go from you have. But now we have the patience to listen to them. Or can they see next year and rewiring no? We drop some seeds in your mind and tell them say because you can't tell me say Ghana nenye. And the could be ask more can say just say Ghana phone na you know say and I say Ghana phone why do you come to me say me was way so. Hey, and they say me can you na me say I say me am hey and Ghana phone na na me shop say me wa we can out there ba na no the service I'm rendering to you no and I'm going to say me come mandate to say I should help you in this medium. I think say as you go out there and your channel energy even so it go for it shapes their mindset and then it helps us in the direction you per se you con that's it. So yanko point shroud and that's bebre I
that's it.
You're pushing.
Now, Prof, remember who? Information now, Miss Adi True Book. Information now. I'm saying no be say I'm sister Nestina no so apel. When I publisher and I say a publisher. Nana.
Me na bisa me.
Me can your friend say okay. I'm saying na Nestina.
Nana someone. Oh, Nana someone me design a cover na man no. Book cover no. Me graphic design anti. Me book cover na anti. Or graphic designer will be covers near the man and they can contact me. Publishing, I think Nana someone has contact for those things.
Okay.
And somebody even contacted me. Maybe I'm number chat now. Yeah, maybe you have a abuano.
Okay.
But graphic design piece setting at the end there. Photography works in and a
okay.
But my
and I'm a one so metal.
Hey. And what's your
but my requesting for a WhatsApp platform no. And you want to say waiting for admin approval. So I hope
I'll approve. Rate approve. A business name rate now.
Mr. Befi. But my son for one being so ha. Ebusuan for young kwala no one. We shouldn't underestimate their abilities. We shouldn't underestimate their abilities. Mr. Obin, Saturday, Miss Morgan Pamatadi, sorry, Sunday. Oko Ebimanu no, indeed, I'm saying a co-general into 4 months, 7-year-old, put me Pamatari. We saw him to chow, a madam chairman not me pam. You shouldn't underestimate the abilities of a young Kwalano. I think 7-year-old. I was just make bas like a crowd when I had bet me many. And I always say from last year and this is one of the best decisions I've ever taken in my life. And say man look back on that. Saturday, the madam about Friday say the madam sonkoto material being famra. Na me so okay. Na me this kind of man no okotoye. Saturday or not trans me call no mo man pam. Sunday or the aqua sorryaba. 7-year-old. If we have case in the house, school in the year and ever born day. But I always say, what school? Uncle school there 4 years. Apart from the English, ni book about me, I can't mammy. But now I can validly say, better fabric man, I mean, to you, man about my palm. And it's one of the tangible things that we can get from them in team. Let's put them into some of the crafty works now, so that at least we can unearth their almost skills and it helps. It helps.
Thank you.
That's it.
Say no see kakra no she no can about her say as a Ghana food na I see Ghana for I see we share abruchi kra no na me de me nkɔ Ghana fo na me de me nye sei enso pɛ sɛ ne mama ware Ghana fo ebe de woman tumi ware Ghana fo also say you know yenye suya de bia me brother bi say yenye suya na bibi ba ubeti every ho you know yemu bebre sa na me de me pɛ sɛ Ghana fo me no be dili na Ghana fo enso pɛ sɛ ne mama ware Ghana fo ebe de woman ware Ghana fo yo em say one eko
sorry
yeah na say
Madam Ernestina, I know you here publisher now.
Yeah.
My name is contact now.
Who contact no?
Me need the contact there. My name is Kimenya Nankoma network here now.
May sure check Mr. Obia what way.
Okay.
Anna Sister Ernestina or her name say okay. So what
about wait till they are to private chat.
For to private chat na. Baby.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Nanaya Neko.
Nanaya, okay.
Yeah, Nanaya Pamford.
Yeah, quick name say.
Yeah.
About two. Yes, quick. Nancy, no more kasa. Almost do. Yes, quick.
Is it about 12? You know how we
see the 12 want to quick na.
Okay. So me kasa for US. Me kasa Nancy na me share me stop being here. Platform me so now my dream say me ba fie dida because kroma na me te kra me ni nkrata obi nkrata na me de adwuma na me wa ha me say June no me di 3 years nti me na my dream say me ba fie nti me ye adwuma me say ni me sika kofi ekoto my account but na last time Mr. Benka say oni ho kra betimi a start bibi kakra ama wo ho na me pese me catch Mr. Ben say me dana say ma to ni books no financial freedom resistance any sales no na here me pa because some person go into sales nti me ma me workshop or one na me adom me ne ma me start mama order in few be 1,000 pieces out of what nsuo bottle 1,000 pieces of me bisane say nsuo Ghana like nsuo de hin na ekoso ewo yen water manti de hin na ekoso no say bella kwa any other water na I'm sure okay fine nti my me first order 1,000 say yan fan brand na yen sha say me person me da me stop bin ase nim say time me ready e fi had there by the end of the year me fi ha akode na at least me ma build a customer base na mama ma ebekoye na osanka investment into like sikan mama and that account mama I would say God has blessed me with a good mother mama aboa me ma betimi aye investment treasury bills ne other small investments bi ti me ka che Mr. Ben say me dana se wa ma ye ne bie books ni so ye gusu read ye ready pa say be ni minim say by December dear na me na aka Ghana mama kuma to me yem cause me tia me say I na me ko $30,000 am obi ne na ye nkrata so ye de ma wa 2 years pe oba za 30,000 no so metimi da be ye bibi wo fie timi de me sika be to penem dia ato my account because on pakwa me su ne nkrata obetimi aka cho say madam me nsu biom ene yes am ha me because me say my sati bibi wo fie bi wo sika kakra wo fie mi twa me ticket na ma be fie no ano ni obi eni asenti me da Mr. Obi ase na ni books no so yegusu read
read more and I that's your friend say em say Josephine say ebedo nya ayi hani ni bi aton your friend say mo ha nyina mo pa adwuma mo simu nya adwuma ne ade no please I'm up for the business business na mo betimi akɔgye bi aton ni na nsɛm bɛka no korɛ eti ɔhen ton your friend say hani mo hu no nipa bebree nyina wɔ nim no mo hu no ɔbɛboa mo no motumi astarte aton bi Pamford
Mr. Pamford
Mr. Pamford
okay where so my first time me journey but almost 3 months ni and I maybe share Mr. Obi ni short video through YouTube and he say me over say me didn't know the same cause me so me was Germany by the way Berlin 20 years in Germany and I'm already fed up me no my imagine say me prepare me so end of this year me be fie And trust me, my contact, I mean, Nippon Dawson, meaning say, my me junior brother cry or Kumasi seminar nibi. And I'm madam for Bakoso journey. And my junior brother Bako, no, also me bibia or fear, also true, in short, in the media man, or also say, Nadri, Abefie. Main Casabre, but near Meso na me was I mentality Ghana for mobile dimsika, but na minim say me na me bomb me brand to be dimsika me paba. And one thing I know about so ye who ye me 4 years experience in a lab technician, 2 years in medical laboratory, and 2 years in lab research. It say Ghana Food and Drugs Board. Our more approval in the drugs near them. And yeah, you say about 4 year angels near there. Me knew more, me ye quiet Bruni, and I can tell you, say, even so most who you be a good crown, to me wow, unya certificate to become whatever you want, even bua man for trauma doctors ne PhD ne ye. Nti ana me te say Ghana for no ye condemn ye ho say ye mum ye corrupt no ye angels and me per se me ba Ghana me so me plan abet stay me ba me join seminars and I will give more testimony with evidences yenji ye hundi if is abrofo no ye angels no they are nipa bebre muso omunim so mo ye corrupt. And Adebako also, for the last 3 years, many Red Cross, so juma, nami ye juma or your friend say, Ukraine for one of their refugee camps. Na unhu sani omo bre, omo abo bi man so the way omo bre, and ni duane omo pese omo di kra, omo nyendi, German for ne decide ma. And then I mami who say, you were mine. And as Sanya Yedoya Huno, we have to really work hard. Now you chrono. You make sure say it will be a better place to be. So no one person measure. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pamford. I think that Nyaka Hafiz. Yeah, next person here, Hafiz. And the Pachotia Casa.
Pacho Michacha will be or platform also.
Yep.
So you bring Mr.
Pamford Casa view. I think that of a Bevunia latency crowd side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, call.
Yeah. Hafiz Macho bit me Casa.
Casa.
Michi will be a biome. You bring to honor me kakra na yese. Ma enjoy this a bit maka kraka ho.
It's on catch
Mr. Efi.
Koso.
Na make us say
Yeti Koso.
Make us say addition de gusu consume na yadamasen so. Yadamase aya mitati wone kankam tembia mobile live ya mitati ego no am enjoy intra. Ebo no sa me bakura no ma ya wie kura Mr. Etienne Wachire. Yadamasen so no demoye. Debia make us say because in Kenya sa teaching went ma me say the whole African ye lack this kind of teaching no and so Africa ni bi o baby a problem ni na ibako e brainwash na same problem na Ghana ni wono that same problem na Togo ni wo same one na Nigeria ni wo nti sana ase enyina ehia sa education we no because say hwe de ekoso Burkina Faso a na hwe the western countries yi ya nka sebi nka ombia anase nka ebi nka Burkina Faso mo outside no eno mo inside ni nyina enya sa education we bia megidi se nka nyina nka ebehu nkoso na revolutionary leader na odi aba na nka nyina ya support but enam se ye lack education ntino se yehu nipa krampo ye adepa na aye se ase yen sorintia no enti kakra me wo kan se de bia ya me ka me se ye no ye dan yami ase se ye be hia Mr. Obida kwa se be yemfie no enheda enko nanim still enti ye de ya lucky because first na nke ya ba ha no de na ya adwene ne se nke de ye tubata no nke ya tubata no but se no adwene na sesa but difficult there so betimi I try say we be only a few for bekasa mo beko benkro say e bia on beti ase ama o say wo abaha no mo why like mo ni so why like crash because odin komo ofia otimi hu o fa o bra wono ni e bia ni tiri hu nyina fudwene krampo ba na o ka kira o say o say he me de menya krampo nda me ba bibia wono krampo na points kra na di tua me ka kra mepe Shasa no ma wusu miti me say hey ama ofo nye izo ntoko ide edin o won't ya say that but yeah it's say no enye do bi ka krampo ni yeti enye do bi ka yeti the hope no ne say ye nyo omo nimdie ye di omachi sese no ene the hope na ne hia no nye do biti so we say so tie kire na meka bibi na sa wonte ase me hunu se woni mu ntra na wonte ase so the me information na me manya no wonya bi enu ntra na me ni wuri akinde na bia wonte ase nti me hwe odi no akasa na ukọ because me hunu se it's my life nti me mahu ana me try say me kire so we wa adwen se wonte ase fine me try say me catch ra foforo no mo beti ase na but say me free hanama ba fia you don't have any ayibia obeti me catch me say member see because at least yeah ba no ya mbobo sia na de ba no nyo bia so na sponsor enti e pese e ko no ase say bag na yes akọ onum see ni fit
na so oko ana
Mr. Patrick egu super you so ela na me kan see people for na o chire ne ma chire bo enye ize but you so
ana nya happy zaka no of about my ade light one being film. One thing I must study about Africans and then we being stuck within two cultures, say be person coffee na family case ni say something very natural. And the thing is your biggest distraction in this kind of movement are those who will eventually also be the biggest beneficiaries of your move. So wahana person ko no mo adachi no ehun be ban fa so amon no mo na ye sa microphone na also catch say oh there be see but it's sometimes painful say go free omo a also genuine lo do or maybe ababusia for a bit you but ultimately that is when resilience comes in, because at the end of the day those who are your biggest distraction right now ultimately they will be the ones who will be the biggest beneficiaries. Yeah.
Esa nye ize etambi ono ma mihunu se mo ya de pa because entokwa no de enye ize Facebook se ukofa so a obe kontokwa sa de bia o se ade simple crop also biti ase simple no ehunu se ade we abibifo esisi like yanko for no one say bring wash ni no oba na nko na se na adwene no ya bring wash ni ntini se broni tintasu agu no ho kra o sere hwe nanimo onu nim se wa like bi na chese onu wa ben broni mponti yesisi no kra mpo na onu hu me gyan chere me hu ni se no nyesese nti Africa for o share Uganda nia the same thing and kan o share Kenya nia the same thing. Africa for the majority say a problem in anything metie PLO Lumumba speech be no say they don't care about your Ghanaianness or your Tanzanianness or your Kenyanness. in their eyes, all of you guys are one. And truly, so sometimes I say we should even introduce ourselves like I'm African, that is it. Because because for them they don't care until they be baying and one yet be judge. Other say ufri krom hono man say ufri krom hono because I don't make high school will beat me bano ebia Uganda for me to hono mo krom kasa no be say domo kana mo say let me know and me say how do you expect me to say domo kana mo say nti esa nti education e course no de yedamase maybe I become say ebe akra so yebeko ai yensi yebeba front said EFF party na ewo South Africa no sa economic liberation no na ebia yenso branch ewo Ghana no na yenso ya start here from honum West Africa na and the kan krebe carbon we can African unity aya amanfo abamubu but even see wuko krampo na ebeba see so me that say person de kan.
Because I'm say yeah timia aye
Yeah, I just say
Yeah, me pacho we dey me pese me straight I don't know how long I'm obedi or we know. But the quick question me pese before I leave the program no. Pese me who say time being and like live shows and because right now I'm at home, so I think I can take a couple of days off and just join you. You say more time when I work on near time, so yeah, na can pay me who just in case.
Okay. So on a Saturday, Mr. Obenye program from infancy had time. I'm say 4 p.m. Yeah.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. and
on Saturdays, right?
On Saturdays.
Okay.
And so we the original link in this program be a course to be also Mondays your friends and your program usually it's 7 p.m. Many kwesi it's 7 p.m. and our US and the US time no.
Okay.
So many people are doing programs we'll join link now but when I saw a program I make on Friday evening it's around 4 p.m. our time no. Yeah, on CAB. We have a friend Safo Kantanka so yebi. So many of them because it's program on Facebook, right? Time
Yeah, okay. Maybe the say Tuesdays 4:30 p.m. our time Eastern time. Yeah.
Okay.
Nidina Kwesi can come.
Yeah. It's a new one. No. Kwesi can come talks in the Dina and talks account with that talk chat. But when your profile, I think the page is more than profile. No. It's at Tuesdays 4:30 East time. Kwesi can come talks. Live.
4:30 p.m. Right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And I'm also subscribe to Iswa and so I know we program we Mr. Bayano I know Mondays every
we need Mondays, right?
Mondays third week of the month. First year and every week, but it's in the third week of the month.
Oh, third week of every month.
Yeah, third week of every month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once a month. But every Saturday on Nankasa program. Oh, nah. What about family? We say there are so many programs going on all the time.
Okay.
Joining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many people do programs.
Yeah.
Okay. I think so. The number so to I think I wrote it somewhere. Just in case I need further EBR, I can call you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said,
I don't have your number. Okay, I have Mr. Buffy.
So I remember number home.
I think so. Auditor when so anameboa.
I do have Mr. Obin number.
Oh, you have Mr. Obin number. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Subscribe to it. Who subscribe to it? So
I think so. Subscriber, I'll get it. I'll do that. I prefer YouTube only more handy than me using my laptop because I take it along with me everywhere. Not sometimes I think I also try it on the YouTube. channel.
No, Kwasi so deɛ n'ani. Also, Kwasi can come talk with the two and
Okay. Kwasi can come talk.
any.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And there are always program going on. But Mr. Obianka said yes. And your friends every end of the month biasno and also a program. I know they paid program by a $200 so 300 Ghana was saying a new $30 it's a 300 Ghana. You know a class or so yeah.
Okay.
If you did all the time.
Oh,
good
okay.
Information. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Join it. Why?
You.
So
all
many
right.
people. Okay. Ask your questions.
You.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Because you know the point. Then I'll be catching the apple.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, for if you that's it, Obia Utimi joining Bia live in the program, any comments Bia by Bia do Bia say. Just like we said, lost talent, studying abroad, escape or investment. I think the baseline and say Obia Kasema Inshia, but slowly no yeah can be as a slave trader then abafufra fine brains nina no a free Africa to be precise Ghana and you know ni bit me ya boy I want to say ni bibia yenchire when we give them the message so first time maybe it will be hard for them to take the message but day in day out need information we ni ma no nyambe do amanonia send be ono so beto trap na most of us are in your life is work home boredom depression and all those kind of things no and ultimately so we should read wide and study beyond the history that we were taught, especially near cassava colonization only 1957 history no it's not enough. Let's go back 6,000 to 10,000 BC on African history especially and no build resilience and then it gives you some sort of like profound confidence when you are talking to people and then when you relate with especially they see your worth and then sometimes they're actually scared when they know that you are learned and you know your history. Yeah.
The can say kind of escape and as investment. See the from our discussion, who say another way of slavery nana yes I ban. But I'll go back to this book, African Advantage. So we did this book at Ebemawo. And we say, who here saw the Kobebia because a Jumana at the end, the entire everything in our say, per se, a be sure the near Sarkonis, and money none of home all the time. It's no. But in Suandie. Mefa is not catch or say, so do any Patrick Beff YouTube channel also Wednesdays, paradigm shift. Paradigm shift a program via your friends is so many things about many different information different information who but join the paradigm shifter you go into their minds what they are doing so small businesses are now I drink credit more teams change your life. Paradigm shift baby we teach you how to dramatically improve the quality of your life. They said they make an ideas a free or ma omodi kan omo ye niam bia ayinna ka nyane bi ba ni your friends and who na na say I say the fear na chichire no be relieve am watimi idea also to join the Patrick Beff YouTube channel and I mean also TikTok because you can come talk also obo adwuma wo no na yensua de ne sa conversation we me and Manisi yin keep on YouTube Facebook yin keep on e man enkoso to make sure you spend wisely, save intentionally, and be generous. And you didn't say a program needs to be 7 program because of this.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Mr. Bamford.
Bye. Thanks everyone.
Bye bye. Because you make us.
Sure.